Welcome to another edition of the Riverside TV Game of the Week. The reigning national champion RCC Tigers play host to Golden West tonight in a heavyweight matchup between two great football teams. I'm Nick Rice, joined alongside Jeff Gorham. The Tigers of Riverside are reigning national champions, but they haven't quite had the sort of dominant performance that we're used to seeing from them this season.
They have. It's just been on the other side of the football, Nick.
Fair enough.
Defensively, I've never seen an RCC team, especially a Tom Kraft team, play like they did last week against Saddleback.
Well, Golden West is going to have a tough time scoring, that's for sure, against the club averaging just 6 points allowed per game this year. Rustlers are 2-1. They are a state-ranked opponent. How do they fare tonight against Riverside?
Well, you know, they had a tough week last week. They opened their new stadium, lost by 1. They had some kicking woes that cost them the game. I don't think that'll be a problem here at Riverside because Riverside has the great defense and the kicking game. They were phenomenal last week. Chavez was my MVP.
We'll talk a lot about Ricardo Chavez and the rest of Riverside tonight as the #1 Tigers battle Golden West right here on Riverside TV. Kickoff coming up next.
The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety. The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead.
Welcome to Arthur N. Wheelock Stadium here in Riverside, California. I am Nick Grice, joined alongside Jeff Gorham. Game 4 of the regular season features the Rustlers of Golden West and the RCC Tigers. They're the reigning national champions and hope to keep this going. They are 3-0 as RCC this season.
And I'll tell you what, Riverside is doing their best. You usually think about it on the offensive side of the football. Tom Kraft, Mr. Offense, great quarterbacks. But this year, it is all about defense. We saw it last week. They had 2 pick sixes. Chavez was amazing from kicking. And I'll tell you what, the Tigers are a formidable team, but especially on the defensive side of the football.
Coming in out of Huntington Beach, the Rustlers of Golden West are fresh off of a gut-wrenching 20-19 loss to the Renegades of Bakersfield. They come in at 2-1 this year. The Rustlers are led by an offense that's relatively productive, led by the league's leading passer, Jake Retzlaff. That offense will certainly be a good challenge for that top-flight Tigers defense tonight.
Yeah, they will. And you know what? We have brothers playing against each other tonight.
We sure do.
Local products, a quarterback for Golden West, and the receiver for Riverside, Retzlaff brothers. How fun is this?
Sure is. Jake Retzlaff out of Centennial High School is the National Southern League top passer through the course of 3 games this year for Golden West. Riverside College, they are led by another Retzlaff brother, wide receiver from Centennial, Reggie. And both will have a big component in the outcome of this game for both sides offensively. Golden West will kick it off, led by number 50, Jake Cypress, the freshman from Villa Park, to begin the game. Tigers are 3-0, fresh off of an impressive win, maybe their best of the season, by the final score of 33-6. Golden West, 20-19 loss last week. This kickoff sails into the end zone. Carlton Johnson is down the ball for a touchback as the Tigers go right into the sun to begin the game, faced on offense at their own 25. They are up against a Golden West defense that's giving up a league-best 10 points per game. RCC got off to somewhat of a slow start, scoring only 6 offensive points in the first half last week. I'm sure Tom Kraft would love to have a better first-half effort against Golden West.
Oh, you'd love to have it, but when you do get 2 pick sixes and the leg, I'm telling you, man, I am a kickers. I love kickers. You know that. We've talked about it for years. He is a game changer.
They have other players playing on the field tonight, Jeff, just to let you know. But that kicker is pretty darn good. I'll talk about throughout the broadcast tonight. Bud Burney, yet again, listed as the starting quarterback, hands to Thomas Kinslow to begin the game. And his first carry is just short of first down yardage. He has been with the program, has the product out of East Vale, California, Thomas Kinslow, for a while, and he leads the way for a run-heavy Riverside offense this season. Second and short. Out of the gun, here's Kinslow for a gain of 6. He's hammered by Josue Alexandre. First down, Riverside.
And last week they did a lot of run. We started, in fact, the first series was nothing but run for the Tigers. Let's see if they continue the same trend here. Going to no huddle, it looks like.
The Tigers come into the game averaging 174 yards per game rushing. And this carry goes nowhere. That Golden West defense has been spectacular all season. They are led by 2 of the top 10 sackers in the entire state. That defensive line is very talented. They're big, they're strong, and will be a tough challenge for that highly touted Tigers offensive line.
They had 6 last week, I believe, in the loss.
Yes. Fourth play of the drive, it's the first pass. Burney finds Jawan Tucker, and the freshman spins his way to Golden West territory for a gain of 14. The first down completion from Bud Burney begins the game for this Tigers passing attack.
Bud Burney out of Riverside Poly was a great basketball player as well.
Just to throw that in for Burney. The former Pauly Bear of Riverside. Thomas Kinslow hammered after a gain of 4. Glad you're with us. Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham. If you don't know by now, the RCC Tigers are reigning national champions. And, Jeff, that's been the conversation throughout the whole city this entire offseason.
They were national champs.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they were. I see there's a big national championship ring up here with us in the booth.
And to discuss just how shiny the ring is, how many carats of diamonds are in that ring, we'll have a special guest coming up at the half. That guest to be determined, but just stay tuned. It should be quite the game tonight, and the pageantry is going on all year. And this season feels particularly special since the Tigers or anyone in the SCFA could host the state championship game if they are to win the South. That throw is dropped right into the gloves of Rolandus Whitener Jr. Incomplete.
Seems like we've been saying his name for a number of years.
Yeah. Well, it does make it a little tougher for the players on Riverside to get accustomed to nearly a 2-year break. Due to COVID, junior college canceled the 2020 season. So some of these guys have had a little longer runway to enter the NCAA than others. But if you join the RCC Tigers, your chances are very good of making it to the next level for college football. Beautiful punt out of one of our favorite players, Ricardo Chavez, fielded on a hop at the 14-yard line. The grab by Iman Lowoy. Golden West ball after that Tiger drive that looked strong to start, and then they stalled right around midfield.
Yeah, a little surprising. We saw Riverside have to punt here in the first series.
The Tigers last year were a dominant offense, scoring nearly 50 points per game en route to the national title over San Mateo. But Riverside defensively is setting all sorts of top school marks with their performance throughout the preseason. They will have their final non-conference tune-up next week. First throw of the game for Retzlaff is to the outside for John Ojalabi.
And Retzlaff, no stranger to playing in big ball games. He played for a pretty good team just down the road. Possibly one of the best teams in the entire country himself in high school. Out of Corona Centennial High School. The Evil Empires, they're called.
What is amazing about the Retzlaff brothers is that they both were vying for the starting quarterback job at the same school at the same time. As number 11, with the run here. They hand off to his tailback for Golden West, Gianni Hurd. So the Rustlers starting quarterback is Jake Retzlaff. He earned the starting job for Centennial 2018, so his brother had to move from quarterback to wide receiver, and I'd say that was a pretty good transition for both guys.
But yes, the sad thing is they're not playing for the same team anymore. Sad that he has to play for Golden West when his brother's playing for the better team.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, but I would say that Riverside has to feel pretty good about how they fared against Golden West over the years. Riverside hasn't lost to this school since 2006. So I'd say they might be the better team, Jeff Gorham.
They haven't lost since 2006. That's like the year you were born.
Yeah, that's about right. How many national championship rings have you seen in your lifetime?
Many.
Many?
Yes.
Really? This is my first one.
Really?
Yeah. Opening drive of the game for Golden West against the Tigers. All sorts of them with those championship rings. Retzlaff on the scramble gets pulled down after the modest gain by Noah Purcell, the veteran out of Honolulu, Hawaii. One of a host of players from outside the continental U.S. acquired by the Riverside Tigers. When I talked to Nico Della Valle, the sports information and the do-it-all director for athletics at Riverside College, I asked him what was the biggest component of this turnaround on defense, and he mentioned their coordinator, James Cook, is absolutely number one. And it comes to almost no surprise that James Cook has shouldered some of the great defenses in the SCFA over the years. The catch to Tanner Branson. First down, Golden West.
Tanner Branson, first down, Rustlers.
You know, this offense is really just going to throw balls out into the flat. I don't know if they want to test the secondary of Riverside last week, especially after those 2 pick sixes and 3 interceptions total in that game versus Saddleback.
Yes, this drive looks very similar to the final possession of last week for the Rustlers. A heart-wrenching drive to end it against Bakersfield 7 days ago. This gut run gains about 3. The Rustlers a week ago were down by just 1 against Bakersfield with the ball. They marched over 14 plays. They went 75 yards from Retzlaff through the air, another 16 on the ground. They literally went the entire field, but missed a chip shot with 10 seconds left in the game. The field goal no good, and Golden West drops that match last week, 20-19 against Bakersfield.
Yeah, it was in a brand new stadium they have on campus at Golden West as well.
Beautiful sight, over 1,000 in attendance for that game in Huntington Beach, with Bakersfield prevailing. Retzlaff throws off his back foot. The Tigers give up the big play. Touchdown saving tackle on the hop from Jalen Carter. The RCC defense got bit off the quick play fake, and Golden West has a 1st and goal.
That's exactly what happened. They went right over the top, and he wasn't, I mean, nobody was within 5 yards of him on that catch. As we look at the replay.
An excellent audible as Retzlaff immediately looks to his left. The Tigers have plenty of rush. And John Ojalabi, just by a step, nearly has the touchdown for Golden West. Spectacular drive for the Rustlers to begin the game. Play fake for Retzlaff, who dives in. It's a Golden West touchdown to cap a 4-minute-long possession for the Rustlers. They went nearly 90 yards on that drive.
Wow, and it was really all Retzlaff. I mean, a great pass, and the confidence you saw right there on the touchdown. I mean, I'm telling you, when you play for guys, play for Centennial, you know how to play. Big game, big-time player.
Out of the hold from Retzlaff, the Jake Cypress extra point is good. Golden West a storied program out of Huntington Beach, hoping to recreate their magic of 2013 when they played these Tigers in the SCFA semifinal playoff right here in Riverside. They are searching for the 9-win campaign they had then, maybe even more. And Gold West, with that drive, continues what's been a brilliant season for that offense in 2021.
And if you cannot be happy, especially after last week, not giving up a score at all, just 2 field goals, you're going to have to come back and make some adjustments, especially against a great quarterback in Retzlaff.
Riverside had a promising first drive that stalled across midfield. Golden West took the ball at its own 12. 88-yard drive in nearly 4 minutes for the Rustlers, and the early lead in Riverside. Jake Cypress, number 50, will send away the kickoff. And he drills this into the end zone, muffed through the back. And Riverside will set up shop at its own 25. The Tigers are scoring this season over 28 points per game, and that has been coupled by an opportunistic defense. We'll see if RCC's offensive unit can respond.
I sure hope so. I'd love to see Bud Burney kind of get in the groove here early, gain some confidence. Remember, he didn't play last year at all. But, Coach Kraft said that he's really high on young Burney, worked his butt off in the offseason, and really kind of has endeared himself to this Tiger team.
Riverside has been one of those quarterback camps. Guys come in and immediately have next level potential, and that was the case over the last few years, including that national championship season. Jawan Tucker, the freshman, gains a dozen and a Riverside first down.
Juwan Tucker out of Narbonne High School in Los Angeles.
Out of Narbonne, he committed to the University of Oregon as a 3-star recruit, then transferred to play 2019 ball with the Vikings of Long Beach. That throw is dropped by Marquise Ashley. Then the Riverside receiver chose RCC for the 2021 campaign and joins a laundry list of talented receivers for the Tigers. What might play to some of the struggles this year for Burney in that passing game has to be the sheer amount of receivers he's throwing to, and they all have different talent levels, different skill sets, different speeds, and that certainly has to create some chemistry early, some issues of that early this season.
Yeah, it's going to take some used to get used. They weren't allowed to be even on campus for much of that 18 months. There's no weight rooms for them to work out in. A lot of these guys just had to do stuff on their own. So, they've had timeouts during the season where they haven't been able to practice. So it's going to be kind of hard for the offense to kind of get going in a rhythm. I'm sure they'll be fine here in a couple weeks.
Connors in motion. Burney dumps it off on the cross to Brooks. His 4th catch of the season is short of the first down. Riverside's first quarter offense leaves some yardage on the field. Their 3rd down efficiency coming in a question. Tigers are converting just 25% of their 3rd downs this year and have missed their first 2 attempts tonight.
Good thing is we get to see Chavez. Bad thing is we don't want to see Chavez punt. We want to see him get points.
Chavez sends that one out of bounds. It's not very often that even in high school football you see a guy couple as a place kicker, kickoff guy, and then just dabbles in the punting duties as well. He has to be exhausted by the end of every season playing that many positions, but you wouldn't know it based off of how he's played this year.
Well, he played at Valley View High School, and he didn't have the numbers that he had even close to last week. But, maturity, a couple years out of high school, the strength, I'll tell you, he's the best kicker I've seen in the area in years. And I've talked to a lot of them. In fact, interviewed Frank Corral, the former RCC Tiger. Interviewed him last night during the high school game of the week.
And we were talking about, you and me, Jeff Gorham, about just how talented players that will come in from Riverside High School programs have been. And to join RCC as well, he is one of the greats for the Tigers all time as well. And joins the list of Ricardo Chavez as one of the better kickers in quite some time.
Oh, and there's been some great ones out out of Riverside to come through. It's great to see the quarterback, Bud Burney, a local product.
Yes. Retzlaff throws to his favorite target in this first quarter, John Ojalabi, and he dances near the first down. On that conversation with Ricardo Chavez, the RCC place kicker tied a record set in 2014 for the longest field goal in a decade at RCC, set by Jimmy Camacho in 2014. Then he passed that, his 53-yard make, later in that game last week with a 54-yard field goal. That is good enough for the NFL. Not a lot of guys can hit from that distance consistently. Ricardo Chavez did. Just a talented young player for RCC.
Coach Kraft said he's confident in putting him out there at 60. That tells you how good he is.
Yeah, a huge weapon. Tanner Branson, the sophomore from Eugene, Oregon, who comes in third in the National Southern League in receiving yards with 192, makes his first grab of the game. He is one of the players to watch for Golden West. And while Ricardo Chavez can do the best he can on special teams, RCC defensively certainly will have eyes on number one for the Rustlers. They lead by a touchdown with under 7 to go in the first half. Off the right end for Mike Carrillo, the youngster out of Garden Grove, continues a brilliant drive for the Rustlers. 16-yard gallop and a first down for the freshman.
Tell you what, Golden West came out ready to play. I'm not too sure about this Riverside defense right now. You know, you look at the line, the betting line, I know it's fake and so forth, but Riverside really should have been handling this team. They've come out flat. They've got to adjust here because, I tell you, Golden West is moving.
Golden West has lost the last 7 meetings against Riverside, dating all the way back to 2006. Fake to Carrillo. It's a quick slant. Nick Kennewell is down to the 20. Jalen Carter saves the touchdown.
And another just big play. Short pass right over the middle.
Riverside is yielding 6 points per game this season. Spread out over a season, that would be an all-time school record for the Tigers. Yes, it's a very small sample size, but RCC's defense had been fantastic this year. Carrillo joins Retzlaff in the backfield. And Carrillo races past 2 defenders for Riverside. Rayshawn Gilmore makes the stop.
Another couple missed tackles there. Riverside cannot be happy about. Got to go grab. You can't just grab them. You got to use your entire body to bring the guys like this down.
Riverside already has 1, make it 2 top 25 wins this year. Victories over number 17 Long Beach, number 19 Saddleback. Another highly touted program comes to town on a Saturday night here in Riverside. 80 degrees, nearly crystal clear skies, just a little clouds coming in. Retzlaff overshoots Bonner in the end zone. That's incomplete. Branson, incomplete.
On the coverage for Riverside.
We got the first flag of the game here.
Fair play. If we get 6 against the offense, that foul will be declined.
Well, there aren't too many teams early this year who committed more flags than Riverside. One of those schools, nearly 150 yards per game in penalties. That's amazing. Golden West. First flag of the football game for an otherwise rolling Rustler offense. Nearly 11 minutes into the game. 7-0 Golden West. Carrillo is in the block for Retzlaff. And that throw outside to John Ojalabi is incomplete.
Good play there, just dropped. They're bringing out the field goal team.
The Rustlers' Jake Cypress, 2 for 4 with a long of 39 this year. Has made 10 of 12 kicks for Golden West with little wind on a beautiful day here from Riverside. Tries the 35-yarder out of the hold from Retzlaff. And away it goes. It's a line drive for Jake Cypress. Plenty of distance on the kick as he sails it right into maybe the greatest band section in the state of California for junior college. The RCC band section. The kick is good. It's a 10-0 game.
They had to move the band last week was right behind
Really?
the end zone, so they were getting hit with footballs. So they had to move it a little bit to the left today because our guy Chavez was putting them right in the middle in the bleachers. Would have poked a hole in one of those big giant drums.
Well, if you move it to the outside, the way Chavez has kicked this season, there's no way it's going over there.
That's exactly. I said last week, if you get a touchdown, you need to run up and jump into the bleachers with the band. That would be awesome. Might get a penalty, but hey, it'd be cool to run up and get crowd surfing with the marching band.
The Lambeau Leap is getting old. We need a brand new, amazing celebration.
The Wheelock Leap into the band.
The Wheelock Wave. You come in there and they'll take you right into the sideline. Maybe they'll carry you the rest of the way over to the sideline.
It's crowd surfing, buddy.
I like it. Jeff Gorham, the governor of Riverside, with big ideas. Dean Connors on the return. At the sideline to the 20, and he straight arms one of the Rustlers out just short of the 30-yard line as Davion Keith escorts Connors out of bounds. The band is in tonight, the Marching Tigers. They are, as mentioned, whether they're standing right behind the field goal post, off to the side, out the parking lot. When they come in here, they're as good as it gets. The Marching Tigers, nationally recognized. They perform everywhere in the country. In fact, a lot of high school programs, we've talked about it, Jeff Gorham, their bands have likewise been nationally recognized.
Yeah, a lot of the students from the Blue Star Regiment at North High School come back right over across the way from 3rd in Chicago to 14th in Magnolia.
Oh, a huge hit on the Kinslow. What a play and a loss of 5. Wow. Tyler Williams. That's a introduction, a very harsh one to the game as Kinslow takes the big shot.
He just said, how do you do?
How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
So for a guy like Bud Burney, you talk about a short drive from JW North, out of Riverside, Pauley, he takes, I'm sure, about the same drive as he tosses over the post to Jawan Tucker. It's a first down.
See Burney get a nice pass, move the sticks as he looks over to the sideline at head coach Kraft.
Well, these are the sort of situations that offenses like the Tigers rarely find themselves in, down double digits in a game as Kinslow's dropped for a loss. Williams converges, joined alongside Matthew Wild. So the Tigers face their biggest deficit of the season. It's 10-0 Golden West, and a great opportunity here for Bud Burney to execute a 2-minute drill and a passing situation like this. Golden West lines up in the nickel, 2nd and 11. Off the audible, Kinslow gains 3 on the draw, taken down off the shoot tops by Pablo Arroyo, the sophomore out of Spain for Golden West.
Spain, they don't play football in Spain. They play football.
Football
They play
in
soccer.
Spain.
Don't go to Spain right now, though. You know, there's volcanoes going on. Have you heard about this?
I have not heard about this.
Man. Yeah, the Canary Islands are getting pummeled with a volcano.
Wow. You know, volcanoes, I believe some of that, huge hit on a 3rd down. My goodness, did he make that catch?
Yes, he did.
Wow. Marquise Ashley, the team's leader in receiving. Let's check that one out again.
At Norco High School, another local product.
Ricardo Chavez, the punt for the Tigers.
Wow. Another vicious hit supplied by the youngster Tyler Williams. A big hit for the Golden West backer and a 4th down. The Chavez punt wobbles and is not quite returnable for Golden West, and that will go down as a 31-yard boot for the veteran Tiger kicker and a touchback.
I'm impressed so far with Golden West. They've come out, they've scouted the Tigers, obviously.
Yeah.
It'll be 1st and 10.
And they seem to have adjusted to everything the Tigers have thrown at them.
Well, Riverside has been in the state championship conversation essentially every single season. And in 2019, they put it all together. Now, the Tigers are in an unprecedented situation. They won a very similar national championship crown in 1989. 30 years later, they have a very similar challenge. They are the hunted every single week, and Golden West is giving them their best game right now. It's 10-0. Late in the first quarter of a good one out of Riverside. This could come down to the very end if Riverside has a response. Short run from Carrillo, and he is dropped on the hop inside by the Tigers' middle backer out of Calabasas, Talib Salahuddin.
Salahuddin is, I tell you what, he was amazing last week. I saw him before the game last week running around. I said, that guy looks like a superstar offensive guy. Nope, coach says that's our defensive stud, and was brilliant last week.
Maybe Arturo Chavez can talk about him playing both ways like he does. It's a sensational catch on the dive by Anderson. First grab of the season for Ekwanzik Anderson, and the Rustlers, had it not been for the shoe tops on the blades of this turf, he's in the end zone for a touchdown.
Holy smokes. Riverside has a very quick release, kind of unorthodox, kind of sidearmed. But like you said, if he hadn't fallen down, that would have been definitely gone to the house.
Golden West has come out tonight not knowing they are the underdogs in this game. Fantastic performance for the Rustlers. Carrillo is one shoestring stop away from a touchdown. Nathan Bolton makes the stop.
He's tackled there by number 30. First down, Rustlers at the 15-yard line.
Those big boys up front are really causing problems for this Tiger defense. I mean, they are holding guys, making incredible holes.
Carrillo on the final play of the first quarter is hammered by Alex Ovawale. The Riverside defense, the calling card all year, the team that's giving up the fewest points in the entire state of California, has gotten run up and down this field through 15 minutes. In a home game for the Tigers, they're down by double digits to Golden West. It's 10-0 Rustlers at the end of one.
I'll tell you what, you can't be happy if you're Coach Kraft. I mean, you're known for your offensive prowess. You know, they just haven't had the rhythm in the last two games. Their defense carried them last week, but they have to generate some offense through their studs. Their guys, they need to score the football. It can't be relied on defense. Defense might win games, but offense will genuinely win you championships.
Is that what they say, or
No.
is that the exact opposite of what they
I've
say?
never been a guy that says defense wins championships. You know why? Because you outscore your opponents. You have to outscore them by playing great offense. Anybody that says that was never a scorer. And I know Coach Kraft, he's a lot like he's like a Michael Jordan. If you look at Coach Kraft,
Oh, yeah?
offensive guy, and he's got a killer mentality, a toughness.
Yeah.
He wants to score the football.
You know, that Michael Jordan guy, his defense was a piece of work, but offense he was all right in, right?
Hey, he was Defensive Player of the Year, my friend. But no, you have to have that mentality offensively. If you're going to win games, you've got to want to say, hey, we're going to beat you, we're going to step on you, we're going to walk on you, and then we're going to eat you, send you home.
When you talk to Tom Kraft, does he give you some of those Michael Jordan aneurysms?
No, I don't. I try not to ever talk to Tom Kraft. He scares me.
I wonder how many times he's heard that here in Riverside TV. Carrillo to begin the second quarter is swiftly taken down by Karo Kashkaran of Riverside.
I don't want to get yelled at. He reminds me of like a fatherly figure. I'll feel bad. Even if I'm right, he yells at me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Now, lucky for you, you talked briefly to Tom Kraft, a very, very short phone call, before last week's game, fresh off of a win. If Riverside, if you were to talk to him right now, do you think things would go over well?
I'm not talking to him.
Retzlaff with a beauty to the back line of the end zone. Touchdown, Tanner Branson. The Rustlers are running roughshod in Riverside in the first half. They're up 16-0, less than a minute into the second quarter.
Boy, they are shredding that secondary right now. If Riverside cannot be happy. I mean, this has been all backwards, bonkers, and shouldn't be happening. This is what you're a national championship team. You got to defend your crown.
Cypress, the kick is good. There's been no drama through 15 and a half minutes of this game. Golden West has done everything they want against the Tigers in their building. It's 17-0 Golden West here to begin the second quarter. And this is such a quick scoring run for the Rustlers. Riverside has plenty of opportunities to settle things down and get into their stuff on both sides of the ball.
They're going to have to do something offensively. They have yet to come close to scoring, but a very quick pass. Renshaw, very unorthodox throwing, but he's got a quick release and has a nice arm.
That's that Phillip Rivers side release.
Yeah.
However it gets there.
But see, there is something to a quarterback like Reslov. I mean, you bring in a guy who's won, his entire high school career, and you bring him to the college level, he's going to bring the same exact kind of intensity. And I'll tell you what, he just looks poised in the pocket and looks confident. And that's because winning translates. And you get a guy like that in your program, and it does elevate you and your team.
And this kickoff is taken just short of the 10-yard line. And this return out of number 18 for the Tigers.
Riverside doesn't look hungry right now. I mean, you have a target on your back all season long. You have to come out and play hard every single game, no matter who you play. You don't want to get a snake bite game by the Rustlers. You see what I did there? And this is the kind of thing that championships teams cannot afford to do. If you're going to win a state championship or a national championship, you can't lose. And you can't lose to a team you haven't lost to since 2006.
Yeah. They take no time to go to the air. And Bernie's throw gains a couple. Justin Hintz makes the stop of the quick completion on the hitch to Ashley.
Tackled by number 7, Justin Hintz. Brings up a 2nd and 4.
How often have you heard a crowd here in Riverside this quiet in a football game? Not very often. Bernie's hit as he throws. That might be the 3rd drop of the game. That's Brooks, who just lost it. Incomplete.
Intended for number 84.
Yeah, they're quiet because they're not used to seeing this.
Yeah.
This is an anomaly.
3rd and 4 for the Tigers.
Tom Kraft has been with this program for 11 years. And Jeff Gorham, I don't even think you can duplicate this if you're coaching Pop Warner kids or against Pop Warner kids as a NFL team. He has won 88% of his games. That's regular season and playoffs and state championship games.
That's a pretty nice clip.
Yeah. 105 wins, 15 losses. Bernie's throw to Ashley is just across the first down. Now, Ashley trotted backwards a yard or two, but he does get forward progress on that 3rd down throw.
Yeah, Ashley needs to just go.
Riverside was a paltry 1 for 13 on 3rd down last week. And while the Tigers struggled with penalties on occasion, I would say that might be the difference between them taking the next level on the offensive end, the 3rd down percentage.
See if Riverside's going to go no huddle here. See if they can continue to get these quick hits.
Ty Moore makes the grab, freshman out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Tigers had yet to commit a penalty, but that run seems to come to an end. Under 13 minutes left and a lopsided first half, 17-0 Rustlers.
False start. Number 4 of the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Jawan Tucker.
Replay 2nd down.
If you're going to lose or fall behind in a game of any spot in the regular season, I'm sure a team would love to fall behind in a game like this where you have a couple of weeks to prepare for your conference opener. And as is the rest of the SCFA, Riverside has one more preseason game, then a bye. The juggled snap from Bernie bounces off of the chest of Connors, but somehow winds up right in the hands of Moore for Riverside.
Yeah, watch this. They just don't look right yet. To be honest with you, as a coach, they just, you have fumbles, drops. I mean, it's carom. It's like a pinball machine right there.
Yeah.
You see it pop out, and luckily, you land on it here. But not much going here for the offense.
Third and 8. Bud Burney looks downfield but throws the check down. The freshman Dean Connors dances towards the sideline. That is just enough. He got it by inches. 3rd and 9 conversion for Dean Connors.
Connors has been their best back, averaging 65 yards per game. He's got 131 yards in 2 games played.
4th grab of the season for Connors. First down. Much needed opportunity for Riverside. Jamal Houston, number 19, makes his 4th grab of the season. That's another first down for Riverside. So are you feeling a little bit better now?
I like the up-tempo. I like the short passes, getting the players in open field so the playmakers can make moves.
Connors gains about 3. If you're going to learn any sort of passing in quarterback play from high school to college for any particular guy, it would be from, if I could say for any coach in junior college, the guru of quarterbacks going into the SCFA, Tom Kraft, a former school record holder as a passer and quarterback for San Diego State, as a head coach with the Aztecs of San Diego State, and now as head coach of Riverside, guiding some of the more talented junior college quarterbacks coming out of Southern California, and Bud Burney hopes to have that similar trajectory for RCC.
Yeah, and we didn't get a chance to really see Bud in high school, stand in the pocket and throw. He was, running around quite a bit.
Yep.
But, when you have a great offensive line, we can actually see the tools that Burney has in his repertoire, and he's just going to get better.
From John Rice to Tom Kraft, I'd say that's a pretty good 1-2 transition. Slant. Ty Moore with the grab of the 15. Touchdown saving tackle Justin Hintz prevents the score. First down, Riverside.
You got to like they're in a scoring position. They're going to get some sort of points here because you got Chavez and you got that offense. Love to see him get pay dirt by scoring a touchdown. But as long as they're moving upfield, this is what you want to see. This is the tempo that Riverside's going to be successful with tonight.
Fantastic drive for the Tigers. Dean Connors strolls in untouched. 12 yards. Touchdown, Riverside.
Connors' second touchdown on the season. But, man, he was great last week. And he was the bright spot, I thought, offensively. He runs hard. He's a tough player. Got to go to Connors.
Chavez gives the ball runner some work as he sends that kick through the uprights and about 25 yards beyond it to the back corner of the track just outside the football field. Dean Connors for a dozen, and the Tigers are back in the game.
Well, you got to feel a little better, but they're still down 10 points. They're going to have to do something.
Check out that offensive line, Jeff.
The big boys up front take care of business.
Number 51 for RCC, Ed Riley. 57, Kyle Scott. Center and left guard.
But you
sprung the way to the end zone.
You got to look at Coach Kraft, and it's got to be impatience. How many times has he been down at Riverside in the last few years? Not very many. So
I was looking for Tom Kraft to see, okay, how many guys is he yelling at? How many helmets is he pulling off? None.
He's been pretty calm, but I'll tell you, the impatient, he's not going to go to a huddle. He's going to do anything he can to generate this offense. He's got the black hat on tonight. He looks like Johnny Cash, the man in black. You don't know who Johnny Cash is, do you? You don't know who he is.
Johnny Cash has been everywhere, man.
You don't even know who Johnny Cash is.
That was one of his songs. Oh, gosh. I've been everywhere.
Okay.
I didn't actually look at that. It was like on some show on Netflix. I was like, oh, what is that?
The man in black is Johnny Cash. And apparently Tom Kraft.
Duh. Now, they wear that black all the time, even when you guys were, just getting burnt to a crisp last week in that game against Saddleback.
It was warm. For the first time, it feels like maybe a little bit of remnant of fall.
Nice.
It was kind of warm, though, today.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful 80 degrees at kickoff. Man in black, Tom Kraft.
Look at him. Look at him pacing.
Not a day over 50. He has been a collegiate coach for decades. The Tigers haven't lost the conference championship since 2012. They have dominated this league for nearly a decade. And as head coach at both Palomar and at Riverside, his losses are at around a 1 per year clip. That's just how good he is. And they didn't lose a single game in their championship season of 2019.
I just want to know what makes Tom Kraft laugh. I wonder what he watches on TV. I want to know if he's like sitting there, if he and his wife are watching watching cartoons, or if he's watching CSI Miami, one of those shows. Maybe Murder She Wrote. Maybe that's what.
Oh, maybe he watches or listens to Johnny Cash. Is that what his name is?
Yes.
Oh, a brilliant decision from Retzlaff to fake the handoff, and he picks up 7 on the run.
Number 11.
You get guys like a James Cook, who is fiery, energetic, and then, as he's the associate head coach, the head coach, Tom Kraft, it's like thunder and lightning. You get 2 totally different guys, and I'm sure the football players know who to go to when we're winning and know when to go when the team is losing.
If you're losing, you just run away.
How about none of those coaches? Okay.
Yeah, you're losing. You don't want to see anyone.
Retzlaff fakes the handoff to Carrillo. He's a pretty good scrambler, too. That's a gain of 7 and a first down for the former Centennial Husky. Of all the runners on the team, Jake Retzlaff is just behind the team lead, just behind Gianni Hurd and Mike Carrillo. He is maybe the best scrambler among all the quarterbacks in that league. He's certainly got to be pretty good in that category. And after his run, it's the 4th play of the drive. Retzlaff, under duress immediately on that play, ducks down to the line of scrimmage. 17-7, Golden West midway through the second quarter.
Riverside now finally able to penetrate that offensive line. Seeing a little bit of change here in the defense in the second quarter.
Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Rustlers.
Golden West has enjoyed a fantastic start to the game as they scored on their first 3 drives. Retzlaff guns it way beyond his intended target, outside of John Ojalebi, and nearly picked off by the diving Jalen Carter, number 7.
You need to get that one. That was thrown right to him. It was easy. He threw an errant pass. You got to be right there. And I think he wanted that one back.
Riverside has been one of the best defenses, led by Carter in the SCFA this season. Led by reigning SCFA Player of the Week defensively, Carlton Johnson, number 1. That pick 6 was a huge moment in that game against Saddleback in the second half. 3rd and 10. He'll settle for the short throw to Johnson, who makes a move and will come close. A strong effort for Johnson, but he falls just short, does Jared Johnson, the freshman.
Yeah, Johnson's taking some shots here early in this ball game, but continues to get up. And I've been impressed with Retzlaff. Really poising that pocket. He's being rushed a few times. They're going to come out. I think he wanted to go for it, but they're going to bring out the punt team.
Back deep return for the Tigers, number 18.
17-7. Rustlers up by double digits against the team that they haven't beat since 2006. The Riverside Tigers beat these guys 56-13 when they last played in their championship year 2019. How does RCC come back in this game tonight?
They have to press. They've got to play quick style offense. Continue hitting short passes and go to your playmakers. Your playmakers have to make plays. Get them in the open field. That's where they are. That's how they scored in the last possession.
Tigers will set up shop at their own 20 after the Andrew Guzman punt. Netted about 38 yards. Another great opportunity for Bud Burney to execute a quick 2-minute drill. He looks to his right, throws to Houston, and there he goes. It's a gain of 24.
Let's see how quick they line up.
Martin on the stop. First down, Riverside. Jamal Houston, who was with the program in 2019, the product out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a former Colorado State Ram. Gains 24. That's his biggest catch of the night. As RCC talked about in the open, has been manned by committee at wide receiver. Last week, Marquise Ashley was terrific. Tonight, Jamal Houston has taken the top role for Bud Burney and RCC. Kinslow for 13 and an RCC first down with just under 6.5 to go in the half.
Keep playing with that impatience. Riverside doing a great job moving the sticks here.
Riverside was at their own 20 less than a minute ago. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham on a crisp Saturday night, late September from Southern California. That run gains about 3. Well, the NFL's in full swing tomorrow. Make sure to check out New England Patriots cornerback J.C. Jackson, who led the NFL in picks last year. He's a former Tiger and leads the way for the Patriots again this season. So, Jeff Gorham, I don't know how big of a Patriots fan you are. I'm sure you love the Patriots every year.
I love the Rams, man. I'm a Rams and Chargers fan.
Rams and Chargers?
Yeah,
how could you be both?
They're local teams. I could give a rat's butt about the New England Patriots.
Well, what about number 21 for the Patriots?
I like him, but I hope he loses against any of my two teams.
Oh, yeah? Fair enough.
How can I be a fan of the Chargers and the Rams?
I'm a Chargers guy, so I look at the Rams and I'm just thinking.
Rams are going to beat the Bucs tomorrow.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they are.
Really? Yeah, the Bucs don't really have any championship experience in big games.
Can't beat the Rams.
I hear you. First down, Burney to Houston. Sideline to the 29. He is wrestled down by Elias Hernandez. Riverside has been an NFL factory for years, sending guys not just to the Pac-12 but also to the NFL. And J.C. Jackson is representing that class as one of the better cornerbacks in the whole league. That's just amazing to think. For all the guys in America, here's Burney to about the 25. Yes, Riverside is a fantastic program, but if you're great, usually you go to a big-time program. Here is a J.C. Jackson coming into Riverside and representing the city as one of the best corners in the entire sport of football right now.
Awesome.
Defense, number 93.
Well, one thing that is apparent, we've seen this throughout the course of a season, just go back to 2019, these are still young kids. So the Tigers come out tonight just getting rammed in the mouth by Golden West, but a credit to these youngsters, these teenagers for the most part, who have shown some resolve here and have come all the way back with a chance to make this a one-score game.
Well, that's what I say. You got to play with impatience. If you're an offensive team, you have to generate points. It's like playing small ball in baseball.
Yeah.
Got to bunt. You got to do whatever you can to score.
Well, that was a pretty crazy last minute. Timeout with 4:12 remaining in the second quarter. 17-7, Golden West.
I think they marked it backwards, and the referees, they do make mistakes occasionally.
There's a look at one of the associate coaches for RCC. James Cook, the defensive coordinator, but that was Mustafa Johnson who's calling signals there, offensive line coach for Riverside. Most of the associates I see here, when I first became an RCC Tiger as a student in 2013, most of these guys are still here. I'm not saying that you're supposed to leave. I'm just saying it's amazing that everybody is in one of the great cities for football in America, Riverside. These guys have built something special in Southern California.
And the thing is, these guys have been here for years. I mean, 10-plus years with Coach Kraft.
But James Cook, too, Shandon Silva at special teams and running back. Shout out Shandon Silva. I'm sure he's had a lot of great kickers, but he's really developing a good one for RCC. Pene Talamevo, strength and conditioning. Dan Barledge, tackles and tight ends. And Eduardo Pacheco as the associate coach for RCC linebackers and football operations. DJ Patterson, defensive backs, too.
Remember, Dan Barledge, though, was the head coach at Valley View.
That's
in the
right.
State championship. His son was the quarterback on that national championship team. Now plays up at the University of Nevada.
Nice. The research for Jeff Gorham. Empty formation. Bernie has plenty of time. In fact, he has yet to be sacked tonight. This may be a hold on the 5-yard scramble. But Bernie's and the Tigers quarterbacks, you throw in James Odom in there too. Tigers have given up 7 sacks the entire season and none tonight. That offensive line playing great all year and maybe their best game of the season against Golden West.
And Golden West mentioned had 6 last week in that.
55 to the offense.
And as I say that,
10-yard
Riverside
penalty.
gets a hold.
Repeat first down.
Leroy Orozco, a freshman out of Notre Dame High School, number 64 on that left side. Well, the Tigers are a national program. That's what makes them so good over the years. But this seems to be an unusually strong local year where they have over a half dozen Riverside products with Notre Dame and JW North represented, of course, the quarterback out of Pauley, Bud Birdie. Robert Valentine at running back out of Arlington High School, too. First down and 20. Bernie looks left and throws short to Connors. That is just a step too far for his tailback and incomplete. The Rustlers cover man was Pablo Arrea.
Number 22, Dean Connors, incomplete. That'll bring up a second down.
That was one Connors probably should have had. Great route, though.
Talking about the RCC staff, can't forget about Mr. Culpepper here, the most prominent voice in the city of Riverside for RCC.
Leon Culpepper. I've known Culpepper my entire life. In fact, my mom went to school with Leon Culpepper and
Really?
Bobby Bonds over at down on the east side. Went over to Pauley High School.
How many people in your lifetime do you hear with a Leon Culpepper voice? None. None at all. This terrific Riverside drive has gone awry in a hurry, but the Tigers do have quite a weapon if they can't convert the chains on this possession. 2nd and 25, here's Connors. He gets some of the yardage back, hammered by Josue Alexandre, the sophomore out of Davie, Florida.
On the tackle, number 41. That'll bring up a third down for the Tigers.
Harrison Kofel on the stop, too. The Tigers, as mentioned, struggled all week against Saddleback on third downs. They've played a bit better on third down tonight, converting about 30%. 3rd and 20 for Riverside, just inside field goal range for Chavez. Could they be jumping out of field goal range?
No.
No
Come
is
on,
the
man.
right answer.
And flags really hurt.
84 of the offense, lining up in the neutral zone under 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Riverside wins about 95% of its home games under head coach Tom Kraft in the regular season. They just don't lose here. 17-7. This would be a miraculous conversion for Riverside. The play clock is down to 5 for Bernie in the offense. He throws the quick screen to Moore, and he gets popped. Vicious hit from Alex Raich, the sophomore from Switzerland. There's no flag, and Chavez will check in. This is a listed 49-yard field goal for the sophomore. That's those alligator arms, Jeff Gorham.
See, Moore anticipated getting hit. Didn't make the grab. Got to grab it first.
Out of the hole from James Odom. The field goal is from the sophomore out of Moreno Valley. Valley View High School, Ricardo Chavez. 5 for 6 this season. He's missed only 2 kicks in his entire career with the RCC Tigers. That could have been good from 65. That was just how long that was. It's good. The Tigers are down just the score.
I told you, Nick. The guy is amazing.
Wow. The ball boy was way back. Way back. At least 60, if not 65. Good from 49 for one of the best weapons in the whole league. Ricardo Chavez.
Hey, last week I believe UTEP was here and Boise. And I'll tell you, if they were watching anybody in the game, he's the guy. Chavez is the guy that can help any college program right now. Heck, forget college. Go to the pros.
Straight out of. That's happened before. There have been NFL teams that have taken a guy. Technically, if you played 3 seasons at a junior college, you're eligible. You can jump right to the pros. Now, I'm sure he won't be taking Matt Gay's spot, kicker for the Rams, but anyone else.
But look, he's got a cool arm sleeve. He's got a tough guy image right now. So he's a tough guy. He's a kicker. He's a punter. I'm telling you, we got to make
kickoff man too.
We need to make him a movie star too.
Absolutely. Look at that kick. Wow.
Nearly killed the photographer over there out of the end.
Killed him, almost. 74 yards of air distance for Ricardo Chavez. What can this guy not do?
Apparently, he can do everything.
Yeah.
No, he might need to lift a little. I mean, he's got a cool arm sleeve, but he needs to. I need to get him a publicist. Now, can you pay? In college, you can pay these guys now.
You can.
I think we need to figure out a way to get. I don't know if we can do it in junior college, but man, how cool would that be? We'll get him a cool endorsement for like shoes or cookies or a snack, fast food joint.
He's also had a couple of special team stops, so there he is as one of the better lines of defense for that special teams. Excellent coverage at the outside by the reigning SCFA Defensive Player of the Week, the Tigers cover man Carlton Johnson out of Moreno Valley. That brings up 2nd and 10. Maybe one day you and me, Jeff Gorham, will have a field goal kicking contest. We'll stand there about the 50-yard line and kick those field goals like Ricardo.
Dude, I'd whoop you.
You would?
Yeah, I guarantee I would. I'd beat you in anything. I would beat
Knocked
you.
Away?
I would beat you in anything.
Are you attacking me, Jeff Gorham?
Nope. I just know I'd beat you. I'd beat
Knocked
you
away
in,
by Ross.
You want to play some ping pong? You want to play some gym rummy? You want to play tiddlywinks? You ever play tiddlywinks?
Tiddlywinks.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm very familiar.
You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Monopoly? I crush you.
Oh, now I'm going to draw the line right there, okay? Right there. Because it's about a stamina game, all right?
I'll fist fight you, too, if you want.
Fist fight me for serve, for first roll. Blitz. Retzlaff somehow turns a sack into a gain of 2. Randall Turner makes the stop.
Tackled by number 97. That'll bring up a 4th and long for the Rustlers.
Badminton.
Oh, I'd whoop you.
Rugby.
Yeah, I'm way too big for you. You name it. I'd score. I'd
Patty cake?
Maybe I don't play patty cake.
I thought you said anything.
Yeah, I draw the line at patty cake. Anything that you say Baker's man, I'm done. I'm not playing.
Baker's man.
Yeah, patty cake, Baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Come on, man. I got kids.
Maybe you would beat me at batty cake.
Well, apparently I would. You don't know it. I'm telling you, I just want to. I'm going to play in some video games. You might get me in video games.
Oh, yeah?
I don't play video games.
I'll play Madden. I'll choose the RCC Tigers as my team of choice. Oh, muffed on the punt. Well, that's a pretty good epitome of this first half. Alex Raich recovers for the Rustlers. Golden West ball with 2:02 to go in the half.
Boy, big mistake there by Riverside and putting them in a opportune spot here to possibly put more on the board.
How about you and me have a contest for who can ask the best questions for Nico Della Valle at the half? What do you think of that?
You got it.
Oh, I got it? Are you going to go down there and grab some of the greatest concessions in all of the SCFA in Riverside? The hot dogs, the burgers here at Wheelock Stadium? That probably was the reason why the Tigers fell behind so early in the game. Grade A concessions here. We got the cheerleaders from sideline to sideline tonight. The marching Tigers are standing right across the end zone, ready to take the field.
Now I'm going to go down, and the governor needs to go say hello to his constituents. I'm going to go down and say hi to all my friends down at.
But the governor is working.
Yeah, I see friends down there. I got to go say hi to friends.
Fair enough. First down and 15.
Got the Tavoloni family a little bit before the game.
Retzlaff is going deep again. Miscommunication on the outside throw to Taylor Branson. That's incomplete. Great coverage in the outside several times for Kylan Ross out of Calabasas High School.
Isn't that where the Kardashians are from? It is. I think they're from Calabasas High School.
I'm sure they still have that series going on.
What series?
Catching up with a...
No, they retired. I don't think the Kardashians are around anymore.
What?
They retired. They went back to their hole.
They still have Love and Hip Hop. Maybe they can join them on that show.
No, they crawled back into the hole.
Into the hole. Retzlaff throws over the middle for his tight end. That is dropped. Tanner Branson, the intended target, knocked away by Jalen Carter.
Who's your favorite Kardashian?
Oh, that's a toughie. I mean, you got to go Kim.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. You have Kim, Chloe.
I knew you'd know those guys. I don't know any of them.
You know any of them?
No, I don't.
We'll ask Nico Della Valle what's his favorite Kardashian of the half. 3rd and 15. Retzlaff guns it over the middle. Carter stumbles, and the catch is made. Torrance Wiseman, the freshman out of Fort Worth, Texas, reels it in. Golden West on 3rd and 15. It's no problem for this quarterback. First down. I mean, he just looks comfortable tonight. The protection held up. Tigers brought 6 on that rush, and it didn't matter for this guy.
Played for the Evil Empire. The guy's played won more games than probably anybody in high school football, for gosh sakes.
Handoff, and Carrillo gets walloped on the hop by Kylan Ross. Rustlers go from yielding the punt to give the Tigers a chance to tie, to recovering that muffed punt and having a chance to go up by 2 scores with 2 quarters left. Just a huge swing of momentum in this football game tonight, as Golden West is up a touchdown on the defending national champions. RCC's defense leads the state with 2 touchdowns. We saw Johnson have the pick 6. Retzlaff will target Johnson. It's a back shoulder throw and a Golden West score. Wow. Nick Kennewell's first touchdown grab. Golden West 23-10 with 50 seconds left in the half.
He just watched it all the way. You could see the receiver was focused in, and perfect grab as he comes down inbounds.
Riverside, as you can see on the bottom ticker, has 2 timeouts left. We'll see how they work the clock over the final few seconds, as Riverside's undefeated season is in jeopardy with 50 seconds left in the half. It's the Rustlers by 2 scores.
Referees talking to Coach Kraft.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike foul. 26 of the offense. That'll be assessed on the kickoff.
Quansick Anderson may have given RCC a decision to make here. Tigers, if they were pinned deep, most likely they'd run the ball to go into the half. And now field position will be a story down the stretch of this second quarter. It's 23-10 Golden West. Frankly, I can speak to most here in the booth. We are shocked that PAT is no good. The Rustlers are up by 13 on the Tigers in their building in what is a critical game down the stretch of this preseason.
Here's the touchdown. Just a very good pass. And watch the receiver. I mean, he is focused, eyes on the ball the entire time, goes up with both hands, grabs it. Great play, good pass.
Nick Kennewell out of Clackamas, Oregon, a freshman with his first collegiate touchdown catch. The Rustlers are running roughshod on Riverside. They have won just about every battle tonight. Time of possession, turnovers, penalties. Riverside has plenty of bulletin board material at the break.
It's just Riverside's going to have to make some adjustments because Retzlaff has really been picking apart that entire secondary all night long. Down the middle, out in the flat, deep. He is really hurt the Tigers.
They are coming off of a heartbreaker against Bakersfield at home in their debut, their new stadium, Rustlers Stadium in Huntington Beach, 20-19 to the Renegades, and they have come out taking out some frustrations on this Riverside club. The Dirty 30 pick to win the national championship yet again is the Riverside Tigers. It doesn't get any easier for the Tigers, too. If you thought that Retzlaff was pretty good, the quarterback they face next is Colton Doyle, who's 3rd in the entire state in passing. So Riverside picked a pretty strong preseason schedule to get them ready for the National Central Conference in about 3 weeks. There's James Cook trying to figure out something for this club.
The scorekeeper, please correct the score to 23-10, please. Thank you.
Disappointing night so far for the number 1 Riverside Tigers, 23-10 for the visiting Rustlers of Golden West out of Huntington Beach. Cypress, the line drive kickoff.
And his knee was on the ground when he caught it, so he automatically is down.
Seems to be one of those games tonight. There's another example where just the ball, none of the balls are bouncing the way of Riverside right now. That knee about 3 inches higher, and he's off and running.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know if they came, as a coach, I'm not sure if they came ready to play. And that's one thing, guys have to be self-motivating. I know when you win a national championship, you have an air of, but you have to come ready to play every single ball game if you are Riverside. Avoid the snake bite game, which we talked about in the first quarter.
Those trap games. Bernie, the check down to Kinslow, and that is dropped.
Bernie's pass is incomplete. Intended for number 2, Thomas Kinslow.
Your favorite team in the world outside of Riverside, the Rams. Is that a trap game against the Bucks?
No, you're going to win. They're favored, my friend.
They're
Favored.
Favored.
Yeah. they're
By
playing
what,
SoFi.
like a point?
Doesn't matter. They're going to beat them.
I wonder how much the Tigers were favored by tonight.
A bunch.
More than a point. 2nd and 10. Bernie pumps, finds Kinslow as Golden West does not want to yield the long play. Gain of 3, the hit from Devontae Dillard.
Brings up a 2nd and 8.
And we have a quiet Wheelock Stadium tonight.
Rustlers up 13 against this shell-shocked crowd. He does throw the quick hitch to Devin Gitchaway. That's the first grab of the ball game for the freshman out of Rancho Cucamonga. 20 seconds left. Tigers are showing a pulse. Is this too little, too late? The pass to Gitchaway with plenty of room moves the sticks. Bernie back to the air. He looks. He throws to Kinslow, who stumbles and is spilled to the 39-yard line. Dakota Hart on the tackle. 5 seconds left. This seems a perplexing decision. They'll spike the ball. 56 yards would be the listed field goal length for RCC if this isn't a flag.
Timekeeper, please put 2 seconds back on the clock. The clock will read 2 seconds and we'll start on set.
This might be the most highly anticipated moment of the first half for Riverside right here. Has a kicker on RCC's roster ever made a 56-yarder? I would argue no.
I would argue yes.
You think so?
I would think.
Interesting.
I honestly think that when Frank Corral played here, I don't know if they still kept those stats.
Yeah, probably not.
He was the best I ever saw.
Frank Corral. Played with the Rams, correct, for about 4 or 5 seasons.
Played at RCC, played at Norte Vista High School, played at UCLA. He is a member of the Rams Legends, part of the guys that have
enshrined right next to you, Jeff Gorham, in the Riverside Hall of Fame.
No. I'm just on the board of directors.
Oh, interesting. Ricardo Chavez, the reigning SCFA Special Teams Player of the Week, blasted a 53 and a 54-yarder last week. He already made one from 49 tonight. We'll see if Riverside contemplates going for a touchdown here. I would kick a field goal.
They're going with the field goal. I see him out there.
Oh, are they?
I saw the sleeve, the tattoos. That's how I found him.
If you can make kicks consistently from 40, you're pretty good to make it to a Pac-12 school or even just anywhere in the FBS. 56, and now you're the talk of the town for the rest of the year. One of the longest field goal makes if he splits the uprights. It'd be one of the longest in the history of this program, and one of the longest in the history of this state. For the SCFA specifically, this is 56 yards out of the hold from Odom. It's drifting to the left, and it is good.
Yes!
With room to spare, Jeff Gorham, the Tigers, Ricardo Chavez.
He is a rock star. Man. What a great
I
kick.
would believe that it's history. We'll have to confirm, but I would be shocked if anyone since Frank Corral made one from even close to what Chavez has done. He is making national headlines every week for his brilliance on field goal kicking. And what's amazing, they commit a false start. I still would put him out there for the field goal.
You're darn right. Put him out there. Coach Kraft said he'll go 60-plus on him. Why not?
Wow. 23-13. Golden West might lead, but the Tigers have made the 2 biggest plays of the night by one guy, Ricardo Chavez. Final thoughts of the first half before we step aside, and we'll talk to hope to talk to Nico if he's not too busy for us. 23-13 Rustlers.
I'll tell you what, if you're Riverside, you didn't come out ready to play. I mean, it's evident they weren't as focused as they were last week, and this cannot be, like I said, a snake bite game. But if you're Golden West, man, you got to talk about Retzlaff. He's looking, I mean, he had to be up for this game. He's playing against his brother. He's playing in his hometown. And he just picked apart that defense, and the defense that we've been talking about. So the defense needs to make some adjustments, and the Riverside offense has still kind of been stagnant. We need more points from that offense.
Riverside hasn't lost a non-conference game in 3 years, but the Rustlers have them up double digits in Riverside. 2 remarkable kicks from Ricardo Chavez has kept RCC in the game. It's 23-13, Golden West at the half. We're back in a moment for more right here on the Riverside TV Game of the Week.
Engine 1 AMR, respond with RPD. Road traffic accident with injuries. In 1234 Main, cross of Columbia, 2 vehicles involved.
Each year, the Riverside City Fire Department responds to 40,000 emergency calls.
431. And the men and women of the Riverside Police Department drive Code 3 every day.
We need your help so you know what to do when you see emergency vehicles.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right. So help us help you.
We need you to pull to the right.
The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety.
We are proud of the Riverside Police Department's tradition of integrity, service, and excellence. RPD officers are disciplined, well-trained professionals who always lean forward to make our community safer and more livable. We are always looking for mature, educated men and women who want to apply their courage and judgment to serve the people of Riverside. If that's who you are, we want to talk to you.
My name is Melissa Olmos, and I'm a driver operator in the Department of Refuse for the City of Riverside, and I've been doing this for 4 months already. I really enjoy it because this job is not like a routine, so every day is different. So I'm assigned to do the bookings. The residents call to the city to be serviced, and these items is large furniture, mattress, and appliance. The residents, they have 2 times a year, and these items I put it in the back of the packer, and the packer crashes and compact these items so I can take it to the dump. My favorite part of the job is driving the truck. Since I was younger, my dream was to be a driver. And now that the City of Riverside gave me this opportunity, I really enjoy it. I'm really proud of what I do because when I go to the residents' houses, I see the faces, they're happy because we're picking up the items they don't want anymore. So I try to get in here because this is a better job for me with a better stability. And I want to too because I want to set a good example for my 2 daughters that I have. One of my hobbies that I have is go hiking. I like the outside activities like camping, and I also enjoy riding motorcycles. If I have to describe my job in one word, it will be it's perfect.
our very first building of a little free pantry. We are building a little free pantry in our community. It will be one of the 26 throughout Riverside that will help fill the gaps of food scarcity here in Riverside. Data is telling us now that 1 in 6 families are hungry. It's about 44% of adults and about 50% of children that are hungry here within our own neighborhood, in our own backyard.
Because of the pandemic, there's a lot of hunger out there. There's a lot of families in need, and we hope that this will act as a bridge until families are able to get the food that they need. I think that there are always those times where we are living paycheck to paycheck and we need just a few cans of something to get us by. So these little pantries will serve in that capacity, and we're really excited to see something that will help families in need.
And this has been a wonderful collaboration with the Riverside Mutual Aid Network, IEHP, here at Sandals Church, and the City of Riverside. So this has been a fantastic opportunity for community members to step up and to fill a real void in our city, which is food insecurity. So the idea is that if one of these free little pantries in your neighborhood, you could stock it as frequently or as infrequently as you want to. And the idea behind it is that when people have extra food, it doesn't go to waste.
These pantries are just kind of the first step, right, for reintroducing neighbors back to each other, getting folks involved in taking care of each other again, and just strengthening those community bonds that Riverside is so known for. Because things like food drives and food distributions, they're really good, but they only help folks in that moment of need. And we wanted to create something that would continue giving back 5, 10, 15 years from now, and really allow the community to get back into taking care of each other, instead of maybe relying on, just government or nonprofit structures to kind of take care of them.
If others want to follow suit, they can apply at riversideca.gov/cares as an application, or they can email us at neighbor@riversideca.gov to receive an application to host a little free pantry in their neighborhood.
Engine 1 AMR, respond with RPD for a traffic accident with injuries. In 1234 Main, cross of Columbia, 2 vehicles involved.
Each year, the Riverside City Fire Department responds to 40,000 emergency calls.
431. And the men and women of the Riverside Police Department drive Code 3 every day.
We need your help, so you know what to do when you see emergency vehicles.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right. So help us help you.
We need you to pull to the right.
The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety.
We are proud of the Riverside Police Department's tradition of integrity, service, and excellence. RPD officers are disciplined, well-trained professionals who always lean forward to make our community safer and more livable. We are always looking for mature, educated men and women who want to apply their courage and judgment to serve the people of Riverside. If that's who you are, we want to talk to you.
My name is Melissa Olmos, and I'm a driver operator in the Department of Refuse for the city of Riverside, and I've been doing this for 4 months already. I really enjoy it because this job is not like a routine, so every day is different. So I'm assigned to do the bookings. The residents call to the city to be serviced, and these items is large furniture, mattress, and appliance. The residents, they have 2 times a year, and these items, I put it in the back of the packer, and the packer crashes and compact these items so I can take it to the dump. My favorite part of the job is driving the truck. Since I was younger, my dream was to be a driver. And now that the city of Riverside gave me this opportunity, I really enjoy it. I'm really proud of what I do because when I go to the residents' houses, I see the faces, they're happy because we're picking up the items they don't want anymore. So I try to get in here because this is a better job for me with a better stability. And I want to too because I want to set a good example for my 2 daughters that I have. One of my hobbies that I have is go hiking. I like the outside activities like camping, and I also enjoy riding motorcycles. If I have to describe my job in one word, it will be it's perfect.
Today is our very first building of a little free pantry. We are building a little free pantry in our community. It will be one of the 26 throughout Riverside that will help fill the gaps of food scarcity here in Riverside. Data is telling us now that 1 in 6 families are hungry. It's about 44% of adults and about 50% of children that are hungry here within our own neighborhood, in our own backyard.
Because of the pandemic, there's a lot of hunger out there. There's a lot of families in need, and we hope that this will act as a bridge until families are able to get the food that they need. I think that there are always those times where we are living paycheck to paycheck and we need just a few cans of something to get us by. So these little pantries will serve in that capacity, and we're really excited to see something that will help families in need.
And this has been a wonderful collaboration with the Riverside Mutual Aid Network, IEHP, here at Sandals Church, and the city of Riverside. So this has been a fantastic opportunity for community members to step up and to fill a real void in our city, which is food insecurity. So the idea is that if one of these free little pantries in your neighborhood, you could stock it as frequently or as infrequently as you want to. And the idea behind it is that when people have extra food, it doesn't go to waste.
These pantries are just kind of the first step, right, for reintroducing neighbors back to each other, getting folks involved in taking care of each other again, and just strengthening those community bonds that Riverside is so known for. Because things like food drives and food distributions, they're really good, but they only help folks in that moment of need. And we wanted to create something that would continue giving back 5, 10, 15 years from now, and really allow the community to get back into taking care of each other instead of maybe relying on, just government or nonprofit structures to kind of take care of them.
If others want to follow suit, they can apply at riversideca.gov/cares as an application, or they can email us at neighbor@riversideca.gov to receive an application to host a little free pantry in their neighborhood.
Engine 1 AMR, respond with RPD road traffic accident with injuries. 1234 main cross of Columbia, 2 vehicles involved.
Each year, the Riverside City Fire Department responds to 40,000 emergency calls.
431. And the men and women of the Riverside Police Department drive Code 3 every day.
We need your help, so you know what to do when you see emergency vehicles.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right. So help us help you.
We need you to pull to the right.
The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety.
We are proud of the Riverside Police Department's tradition of integrity, service, and excellence. RPD officers are disciplined, well-trained professionals who always lean forward to make our community safer and more livable. We are always looking for mature, educated men and women who want to apply their courage and judgment to serve the people of Riverside. If that's who you are, we want to talk to you.
My name is Melissa Olmos, and I'm a driver operator in the Department of Refuse for the City of Riverside, and I've been doing this for 4 months already. I really enjoy it because this job is not like a routine, so every day is different. So I'm assigned to do the bookings. The residents call to the city to be serviced, and these items is large furniture, mattress, and appliance. The residents, they have 2 times a year, and these items I put.
Welcome back to Arthur and Wheelock Stadium in Riverside, California. Live for the Riverside TV Game of the Week. I'm Nick Reistrott alongside Jeff Gorham. We have played 30 minutes of what has been a shocking football game as Jake Retzlaff and the Rustlers lead by 10.
I'll tell you what, it's been all Rustlers, and Retzlaff has just been phenomenal, just threading and shredding that defense of the Tigers. The Tigers came in as the best defense team I'd seen in years, but they just have given up too much in that first half and not enough offense. They tried everything they could to kind of get in a rhythm, but you only scored 13 points. You have to be upset if you're Coach Kraft and the Tigers.
The Tigers have played a gauntlet this year. They have, throughout the course of this preseason, already played 3 of the top 20 schools in the state of California. They have the number 5 team playing host to RCC next week, that being College of the Canyons on the 2nd in Santa Clarita. So the Tigers have been battle-tested throughout the season. Riverside, though, even against those opponents, hasn't faced this type of a deficit. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out in the second half.
Well, they have to come out and fire, and they've got to kick it. You can't give up a score here. That is the key. You can't give up a quick score here. You got to make a defensive stop and put Retzlaff on his heels. He's been able to stand in that pocket and throw passes all night long. He has not been chased. The guy has been great in that first half.
Did you meet all your friends down there at the side?
I saw everyone down there.
Everybody.
I went down and kissed babies. I shook hands. Or did I shake babies? No, he didn't do either of those. I went down and said hello to a few people, and hopefully everybody was saying they better get back in this. Somebody did come down and say, "What about that kicker, Gorham?" And I said, "He's great. How about everyone else? They better score."
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you were just showing off that championship ring.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Guess who has a championship ring? Not you.
Nope.
Not you. All right, so we played 30 minutes. The hardware, well, Riverside's Tom Kraft earned it the hard way with a decade of frustration, SCFA championship game losses, state championship losses. So he's been in this situation a number of times. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond.
I'm sure he's not too worried. You know, they had 16 first downs in the first half. So, I mean, they did outplay at times Golden West, but I'll tell you what, that Retzlaff guy has been a problem for the Tigers all night long. His brother, by the way, is out for the season.
No.
Yeah, out for the season. I was told at halftime.
Oh. He had one catch coming in this year, but had been part of the starting rotation when they go into those passing sets for Riverside. Just a tough loss.
That first half, Bud Burney was 18 of 26 for 183 yards. Retzlaff had 201 yards. He was 11 of 18.
Well, Bud Burney comes out with his highest completion percentage in a game this year yet. He came in on 41% completions. That's great news going forward this year. That throw for the Rustlers to Anderson was dropped, and Golden West goes backwards, facing now third down. Should be third down.
Brings up a 3rd and 12.
Yes. The chain gang probably should get the memo.
On the coverage, number 20.
3rd and 12. Third and 12 from the 23 for Retzlaff and the Rustlers. Tigers bring 4. Retzlaff is hit as he throws. That is incomplete, intended over the middle for Torrance Wiseman. 3 and out for Golden West.
And that's the stop. What we said, you come out, you've got to make the stop. Show your defense. Let's see if momentum can shift here. Tigers should have the ball in their own territory pretty good here.
Rustlers began the year with back-to-back dominant road wins. 24-7 at Orange Coast, 31-3 at Palomar, and have hit the road again and are up double digits again against Riverside. Direct snap to Jake Cyprus on the hop for the Tigers. Taken back by Marquise Ashley. He spins and is walloped just across midfield. The Tigers have great starting field position. But for those of you just joining us, Golden West came out like gangbusters in that first half, led by the quarterback, Jake Retzlaff. And the Rustlers did it against the defense that came in second in the entire state in points allowed.
Yeah, they had 281 yards in the first half, Nick.
281. That was about the distance of those Chavez kicks tonight.
He's going to get one from 60. We're going to see it this year.
Oh, yeah. And it'll be right here in Riverside TV. Kinslow inside to the 45. Gain of 3. Riverside's lead toe getter throughout the season has been Dean Connors, a freshman from my alma mater, Vista Marietta. Lawrence Starks, Thomas Kinslow, and Elijah Bennett have all split carries at the running back spot for the Tigers this season. But Connors has led the way.
Connors in that first half on 5.5 yards per carry, 27 yards on 5 attempts.
Kinslow this time cuts it back to the 35. He breaks another Rustler tackle, then loses the football. His first fumble of the season, second of his collegiate career, Thomas Kinslow. The Golden West Rustlers have taken it away twice from Riverside tonight. Critical giveaway to begin the second half. Number 23 for Golden West, Cody Silveo knocked it out.
Kinslow, when he was running, really shaking that ball around. Got to hold that tight when you're getting hit on. But there you have it. The offense failing again.
We'll see the sort of resolve that Riverside has. They come out after, I'm sure, an inspiring halftime speech from Coach Tom Kraft and James Cook. And that wonderful third quarter drive goes awry. Speed option to the right for Retzlaff. Number 40 for Riverside, that being
Number 40 on the stop.
Noah Purcell, who stands at 5'10", 240 pounds as a linebacker.
2nd and 4.
Some impressive lateral movement for a guy of that size. Product at a St. Louis high school in Honolulu, Hawaii. A short gain. Riverside has to be a bit deflated about the way that third quarter started. Such a terrific drive. You just wonder how many more times you'll be able to march with that sort of efficiency.
Yeah, and you're playing a team that's, you have a seasoned quarterback, and they've been playing great. I mean, he's been able to stay in the pocket all night long. There hasn't been much of a blitz or even a problem on the edge or on that defensive line to really get to Retzlaff tonight.
That run was enough for a Golden West first down. Retzlaff, the product out of Centennial High School, who took over for his brother as starting quarterback in 2018. Carrillo, that is the tote getter on the handoff from aforementioned Jake Retzlaff. That's a 7-yard gain. Mike Carrillo, the freshman from Garden Grove, California, has had a terrific game for Golden West.
Yeah, he's got 68 yards on 13 carries, just averaging over 5 yards per run.
That's a pretty good clip. I'm sure the one friend you didn't meet was Nico Della Valle at the half. He might be the only guy more involved on game day than yourself, Jeff Gore.
Hey, I didn't see him. I looked for him.
Yeah. I can tell you this, nobody's less involved than myself. Third and short. Retzlaff takes it himself on the quarterback sneak, and it looks like he has been denied. Yes, he's a half-yard short.
If you're Golden West, though, I bet you go for it. Nope, they're going to bring out the kick.
Yeah, this is a very perplexing decision. This Golden West offense is rolling right now. You just gained a half a yard on the quarterback sneak. Worst case scenario, you do the same thing, and that's enough for the first down. Now, Golden West is 1 for 2 on fourth down attempts this season. Direct snap, and they won't fake it. Andrew Guzman's punt is returnable at the 20-yard line. A flag is launched as Marquise Ashley, who subs in for the returner who muffed the ball in the first half, brings it back 10.
It's usually a block in the back, usually when it's a kick or a punt. Let's see what the call is.
Marquise Ashley, the return man, number 7, is a product out of Norco High School. The last CCAA California State Player of the Year for Riverside was Victor Viramontes a couple of years ago out of Norco.
Right. Coached by Coach Chastain at Norco High School.
Very nice.
Likes to be known as Dogbite is his nickname.
Dogbite.
That's just because his dad told me that was his nickname. He doesn't like it. So every time I see Coach Chastain, I say, hey, Dogbite.
Blindside block. That foul will be declined. Block in the back, number 34 of the return team.
Blocking in the back.
That foul will be
Perfect Tiger, Victor Viramontes.
First down.
Coming out of the state of California, chose the Golden Bears after his brilliant high school career at Norco. He initially committed to UNLV, joined the Tigers shortly after, was one of the better dual threat quarterbacks Tom Kraft has ever had. Yes, Victor Viramontes didn't just come in recruited as a quarterback, but also as a linebacker in 2018.
Tigers really backed up tight here. They've got to do something offensively. There has not been a spark we've seen tonight.
Victor Viramontes had 31 tackles last year for the Runnin' Rebels of UNLV. The disastrous performance for this Riverside offense tonight continues. Loss of about 5.
On the stop, number 93.
Third quarter offense. Can't entirely throw that one on the Tigers for the game. They've shown signs of being the better football team tonight, Jeff Gorham.
It just hasn't been that spark where it has, continued off of momentum. It's been, a nice play here and there, but there's been issues where they've either turned the ball over or they just have come out flat.
They better be careful. Bernie stands just in front of his own end zone. He takes the snap, pumps, checks it down to Connors, who makes a fine catch and strolls out of bounds. That's a gain of 7. Dean Connors, number 22, not just a running back, but also a receiver.
Bring up a third down.
Let's check out the quick route run. A hesitation before he fakes the block and heads out in the flat. Third down and 7. Bernie looks. Pressure is coming, and there he goes. He is dropped just across the 15-yard line. The tackle from Darren Vasquez, a local product out of Huntington Beach. Riverside goes 3 and out. And now we get to check out that man yet again. Man amongst boys in the SCFA for kicking, punting, and kickoff duties out of Valley View. Ricardo Chavez, averaging just over 39 yards a punt this year. Takes the low snap, sends it away with the left leg. An absolute beauty that sails to the 37.
Man, nearly had that blocked, but what a great punt.
That is a 49-yard punt. Nothing on the return.
If you're a coach, I've coached I've coached several good players. And what do? I'm going to tell you right now, you just leave him alone. I would never even talk to Chavez. He's playing great. If I'm his coach, his kicking coach, just leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Just let him be. Let him do his thing. But who's ever coaching that young man, special teams coach over at RCC, let's
Shannon Silva.
Hey, you need to give that guy a raise.
Special teams, and how about this? He's also coaching running backs. I think Connors has been pretty darn good this year. Now I'm sure Shannon Silva will have a long talking to with Thomas Kinslow after that big mistake in the third quarter. The catch there from Nick Kennewell, just short of the first down. So the Tigers came out in the third quarter with a sensational drive. They march inside the Rustler 30, but then Kinslow coughs up just a second collegiate fumble. That's on 113 carries last year, another 25 this season. So it almost never happens, but it's a big moment because now the momentum's back on the Rustler side.
And Kennewell has really taken apart that offense or that defense of the Tigers. He's averaging 15 yards per catch.
Nice.
And he has 46 yards
That foul
on
is on
the night.
77 of the offense. Number 77.
Second down and 6. Retzlaff shoots it deep on that quick throw. Incomplete to Tanner Branson.
That was one of the few times we saw Retzlaff throwing on his heels.
Yeah.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Rustlers.
Plenty of time left, but the Riverside defense, I'm sure, would love a third down stop here. Nearly a packed house on the home half for Arthur and Wheelock Stadium on a late September Saturday night. Third down and 6 with 4 receivers in the game. Tigers set up in the dime. They'll bring 6 in a twist up front. Retzlaff is hit as he throws. Johnson was on the coverage of John Ohelebe. Incomplete. That may be a first down, courtesy of a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, a great defense here. They had an opportunity to get the ball back, and it's going to be first down.
Carlton Johnson.
Holding, number 1 of the defense. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. First down.
The defensive holding, not even a
pass interference. That's one of those breaks a quarterback can get in a situation like that sometimes. When you just throw a jump ball, pass interference called more often than not against the defense and defensive holding too, and that's what they drew on that play. This time a false start would be on Golden West.
False start, 77 of the offense. Could be a 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So Riverside has J.C. Jackson in the NFL, but in terms of the greatest NFL college in the SCFA, I think none might be better than College of the Canyons. I know Riverside's really good too. They have Jason Pierre-Paul, Domata Pecco, and Ravens receiver Marquise Brown in the NFL right now.
Those are pretty good names right there.
Pretty good names. First-round pick a few years ago out of Oklahoma, Marquise Brown. And College of the Canyons is the team the Tigers play next. Oh, what a hit. Oh, Retzlaff to the helmet. Taken quickly from Noah Purcell.
Purcell had a big game last week. Finally showing himself tonight. Saying, hello, how do you do?
5'11", 240 pounds. That will go down as the first sack on the night for Riverside. Just the third sack given up by the Rustlers in now 4 games this season. That offensive line might be the best in the SCFA. Retzlaff throws the slants. Sensational catch from Branson. A 2nd and 16 throw is good for 13 to set up a much more manageable third down for Golden West.
Yeah, he threw that ball high and was able to go up and grab it.
With that sort of delivery, Jeff Gorham, I mean, he can make any throw regardless of where he's running. It's like a Patrick Mahomes in a sense. When you have such a quick release, you can throw off your back foot, side foot, falling down, falling forward. We've seen that throughout tonight.
It is an unorthodox angle, that's for sure, in his throwing motion, but very accurate and has no problem throwing it. He's got confidence, poise, standing in that backfield.
Now he muffs the snap, which was thrown right to his knees, but luckily he recovers for Golden West. But unfortunately for them, the Rustlers will be faced with a 4th down at a field goal range.
Watch the replay. Yeah, that's just a bad snap. That was a worm burner.
Yeah. Snap from Graham Lamadia, freshman center out of Las Vegas, who will get rid of the snap on the punt for Golden West. Andrew Guzman, who has pinned his opponent inside the 26 times this year, but he will not be able to do so on this punt that sails into the end zone. Touchback on a punt of 28 for Guzman. 5:35 to go in the third. Golden West 23, Riverside 13. Well, you got to give Golden West credit. They've made tonight much more interesting than we thought with the Tigers down 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody in the entire city, I shouldn't say just in the stadium here, everybody in the city thought this was going to be a walkover game. This is a tune-up game as you get ready to get into league play. But, man, they came out ready, and they literally punched Riverside in the mouth and have continued to do so. I'd love to see Riverside get back in this.
Riverside has employed a change in quarterback. Bud Burney out, the freshman from Laverne. Jordan Barton takes some of his first snaps of the entire season. That's a gain of 5. And the tote getter on that first down, Dean Connors, he's hurt at the 25-yard line. Maybe cramps.
Let's see here.
What do you think, Jeff, about the change of quarterback here in the third quarter?
You have to do something. I'm not sure it was Bernie's fault, and I don't believe it was. But sometimes it just changes, change of scenery. Maybe it'll give a jolt to this offense that has been pretty stagnant tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen the playmakers. We found out that Retzlaff's brother is out for the season for Riverside, so
that is the challenge for Riverside. I mean, not just are you getting the best of every opponent every week, but in high school, like a John Rice at Riverside Poly gets a Bud Burney for 4 years, and he's not recruiting anyways. Tom Kraft every season. Over half of his roster is changing. So the Tigers have to constantly be looking for next year trying to find that next superstar, not just that quarterback, but players that can help them win. And, you know, the Tigers, even though they're a winning program, it's hard to compete every year in that regard. Hard-nosed running inside. That's a gain of 4 in the first down for Thomas Kinslow, who's made up tonight for the fumble early in the quarter.
Tackled by 93. First down, Tigers!
And also getting these youngsters up to speed has been a challenge for the Tigers. They begin the year, does Riverside, with the COVID protocol, so they don't even play their first game against Mount San Jacinto. They are awarded the win against the Eagles since they were the team that was flagged ineligible to play due to the COVID protocols. But that's an extra 60 minutes of opportunities they missed. This run from Starks doesn't do much. He's stuffed for a 1-yard loss.
I'll tell you what, the big boys up front on both sides of the football for the Rustlers have been really darn good tonight.
Yeah. Number 51, the center for Riverside, Ed Riley, is down.
Hopefully he's okay.
You know, many people may be looking at the Riverside TV broadcast tonight and think, that's really cool, you cover the RCC football games exclusively. That would be true, but is that all that we do, Jeff Gore?
No, we cover everything. We cover the Mission Inn Christmas lighting ceremonies. We cover openings of libraries. We do it all.
Yes.
We also cover 20-plus games of high school football for everyone's enjoyment in the city of Riverside. We've had some great games so far this year. Last night we had Norte Vista, who had a tough time with the Redlands High School Terriers. They went on to win 21-0, but a very good game in the city of Riverside.
Plenty of Riverside High School football ball games coming up. First round of the season for Barton. And the freshman on third down only gains about 2, and Riverside will punt. Coming up this Friday, we are scheduled to have a doubleheader. Hillcrest and Patriots, Citrus Hill and Pauley. One of the games I'm sure that you've got all your eyes on is Ramona at Novi in about 3 weeks. That'll be a fascinating football game.
We're going to have to check, and we're also going to have to check out the coach's perspective on Monday.
Yes.
As we have a new rankings that have come out and a few surprises.
I certainly hope that RCC will lead the rankings at the end of this weekend, but that is in peril with the Tigers down 10.
Yeah, they just haven't seemed to get anything really together tonight. They seem out of sorts, out of rhythm.
You know, Jeff Gorham, I hear a little bit of sadness in your voice tonight.
I always want my Riverside teams to win.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can be the play-by-play guy that says, you know, you got to be impartial. I am partial. I want us to win every darn game for God's
every
sakes.
game. If we win by a field goal, is that good enough for you, or do you want more?
Oh, no, I just want them to win.
Who cares what the final score is? Travis Johnson, freshman from Murrieta, makes the stop, his third of the season.
And talking about those high school teams, hey, Ramona with a big win last night over Corona. The Chanclas are alive. The flip-flops of Ramona High School.
All right.
Our guy, Frank Berber, who's the line coach at Ramona. His wife is the head basketball coach here at RCC. Head women's coach, Alicia Berber.
There you go.
So got to give a shout-out to the Berber family.
Jaden Johnson on the catch, and he's run out of bounds by a guy who's everywhere tonight, Noah Purcell.
Do you wear chanclas? Do you know what chanclas are? It's flip-flops.
Oh, flip-flops.
You own flip-flops? That's all I wear, Nick.
No. Today's day and age here, Jeff Gore, I'm going to give you a quick culture lesson. Crocs is the new thing around town.
All right, you just lost me when you said Crocs.
You know those shoes with the holes in it?
Yeah, I know what those are, but I'm a grown man.
You're a grown man.
I'm a grown man. Don't wear
Crocs. With a grown reputation here in the city of Riverside. Hand off to Johnson, and he is nailed by Randall Turner of Riverside just across the line of scrimmage. And you know, you mentioned I'm mostly partial, but I saw last week Venancio Michele, JW North, and if I want one guy to play for Riverside next season, it's that guy, if he doesn't get to a FBS school or something.
And they got a great quarterback. Remember, they got Gamble.
Yep, Jaden Gamble, who was slinging it all over the yard last week when JW North had a resounding win.
Got a big game this week against Orange Vista.
Oh.
That will decide the league championship.
And that's just the first game of the year. Breaking news from Jeff Gorham. Marquise Ashley loses 2 on the punt return, taken down at around the 19-yard line by Kylan Neal.
I was just told that Crocs makes chanclas. So, our guy, Frank Berber, I had a lot of respect for him until he said he wore Crocs now. If they're made, no. As cool as Frank Berber and Alicia are part of the RCC community, they can never, ever, ever show up at my house or in the city of Riverside wearing Crocs.
Oh, yeah. How about Crocs with no socks?
No, that's just silly. That's just silly.
That's Nick Rice behavior right there. First completion on the season for Riverside's Jordan Barton. And he throws to Jawan Tucker for the gain of 8. He provides a different element. Bud Burney, 6 foot 175. Meanwhile, this quarterback for Riverside, Jordan Barton, is 5'9", 185 pounds.
Also a very good basketball player at Damien High School.
Interesting.
I just want to know who would win between a one-on-one contest with Bud Burney and
Jordan Barton.
Yeah, I go with Bernie because I've seen Bernie play.
Now, this is the 3rd different quarterback Riverside has thrown on the field in this preseason. So that quarterback change, we'll see if it bodes well for them later in the year. The Rustlers had no one blocking number 8, Richard Manuzzi. No intentional grounding.
Got outside the tackle box there.
I'm sure Drew Brees is looking at Jordan Barton right now thinking 5'9" is plenty tall enough.
Size doesn't matter anymore at the quarterback position, obviously.
A Southern California guy, went to college at Purdue. Barton overshoots his intended target. Too long for Marquise Ashley.
I bring up a pass incomplete. I bring up a 3rd and 10.
Well, the Tigers, this is what hurt them last week, going 1 for 13 on 3rd downs. They were really good on 1st and 2nd downs against Saddleback. 3rd down's a problem. That's been a similar story tonight, but not quite 1 for 13 bad. Barton is under duress. He won't look. He'll take off and run and get smokes about 3 yards away. The hit ends the run. Dane Despars drops him just about 2 yards away at the 38. 4th down.
The Rustlers are continuing to have the number of Riverside. Riverside has not, their offense has been anemic for the most part tonight, especially in those 3rd downs.
This will be the final play of the 3rd quarter, and this spiraling punt from Ricardo Chavez takes a bad Riverside hop. Did that scare you, Jeff Gorham?
Nick Rice.
You've seen it all, huh?
Once again, I fear nothing. That was a cap gun.
Down 10 with 15 minutes left. Does that scare you even in the slightest?
That does scare me a bit.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
okay.
No, it doesn't scare me. It worries me.
Worries you?
Yes.
Especially with Jake Rutzlaff at quarterback. So we've got 15 minutes left in this football game tonight. But make sure to join us. We've got a high school doubleheader back at home for Riverside College in a few weeks as football begins. The National Central Conference with a matchup, a top 25 matchup. Riverside takes on the Comets of Palomar right here. The home games will be against Palomar, Cerritos, and Chaffee. So that's what's coming up for RCC.
Do you know why Palomar is called the Comets? You do not, do you?
Because
you live down that way. You
Because
should
with
know these
Tom
things.
Kraft, they commented to the top of their conference.
No, Mount Palomar Observatory.
Oh.
Well, if you have an observatory, you observe things in the sky.
Interesting.
So you look at comets. So that is the tie-in to the Mount Palomar Observatory.
Come on, Nick.
Do you know why they're called the Golden West Rustlers?
How do you know these things, Jericho?
I was asking you. I actually didn't know that.
Oh,
one.
you didn't know that one? Jeff Gorham got me again.
Oh, sorry. It was low-hanging fruit, buddy.
Oh, jeez. He takes off at the 40-yard line, does Jake Retzlaff.
Jake Retzlaff runs out of bounds.
Do you know why it's the Riverside City College Tigers?
Because Tigers used to roam in the city of Riverside.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was going to be my answer.
Oh, shoot. Looks like we're getting fired, Jeff.
No, I think that's why.
I think so, too. I hope so. I mean, junior college has some of the great names the SCFA does. They just played the Renegades. That's a pretty cool name. But, of course, taking the prize for the great name in college athletics as Retzlaff picks up the first down. What was it? The Banana Skins?
No, the Banana Slugs.
The Banana Slugs.
I don't think they're going to name a college after a shorn banana, a banana peel. I mean, banana skins. Holy snow! The Banana Slugs. UC Santa Cruz.
Potato skins.
Yeah, that would be the better. Yeah, the.
You know,
the UC Santa Cruz potato skins.
I wonder if we're going to get in trouble if somebody's going to tell us that's not okay.
No, you called them the banana skins.
Offensive to the potato community and the banana community.
Yeah.
You know, the Washington football team is ironing down their Final Four for their name of the football team. Let's go ahead and throw those up right now.
Oh, I don't care about those.
You don't care about
No,
that?
it's not Southern California. At least at the UC Santa Cruz, the banana slugs. Have you ever seen a banana slug?
I have not.
They look like snot on a tree. Exactly.
So my choice out of the four for Washington is the Red Hogs. That sounds pretty good, right?
No. It sounds utterly ridiculous. Give me the four, and I'll tell you what.
Red Wolves.
Nope.
The Brigade.
It's gonna be their brigade.
Or Armada.
Armada?
No,
it's gonna be
definitely
the
not that.
No, it's gonna be one of those two. It's gonna be one
Brigade.
of the top two.
I like Brigade.
But it's not gonna be the Hogs. It's goofy.
Red
That's
Hogs.
goofy. That's goofy.
Hey, you know Washington was the Hogs in the 80s. I'm going to give you a history lesson. All right, Jeff Gorham.
Hey, yeah, John Riggins was the running back when they were the Hogs.
That's right. All right.
Joe Theismann.
Retzlaff throws the slant.
Retzlaff pass is complete. There's a penalty flag on the field.
Yeah, didn't you just say something about, you were going to give me a history lesson of the Redskins in the 80s? What year were you born? What year were you born?
Well, before that, I got to ask.
What year were you born?
What year was I born?
Yeah, just tell us right now.
1989. Boom, I got $20. Just kidding, 1995.
1995. Yeah, stop. Just stop. Yeah, come on.
Number 9 is a defense.
My 26th birthday.
That foul will be declined. First down, Golden West.
I was a teenager in the 80s.
A teenager?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
what was the fashion scene back then? Were you guys still wearing the what's those, suspenders?
Yeah. The parachute pants are back and all. Yeah, it's the same. It all
used to be tight jeans for a while, about 5-10 years ago, like really tight, like compress your legs, no circulation.
The skinny jeans?
Super skinny jeans.
Yeah, those are the ugliest thing in the world. Did you have a pair of skinny jeans, to be honest?
Oh, yeah. Skinny jeans, and you got to ride them low, all right?
You might. You know what? If I could punch you right now, I would. I'm sorry.
That's why I said it now. I said.
Oh, man. Yeah, sometimes, Nick Rice. Sometimes. You know, if we were at my house, I would make you get up and physically turn the station on the TV. I'd make you sit on my ottoman. You'd be my remote control.
And I'd just be watching the Hogs. Retzlaff downfield for Tanner Branson. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Rustlers.
So that defense, that was so great last week.
So great.
Has given up everything tonight.
I was going to bring up tonight, Jeff Gorham, Riverside scoring defense so far this year, if they keep this going, it will be the greatest they've ever had, scoring defense-wise. Giving up 6 points a game. I mean, that's like blowing away the record. You knew they weren't going to give up 2 field goals every game, but still, that defense was loaded.
Well, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board
and check out that release, and then Tanner Branson beating the defense. Kylan Ross, who had a terrific performance in the first half, a couple of pass breakups. Ross was playing great as that nickel cornerback tonight. Not the case that time for Tanner Branson, the third-ranked receiver in the National Southern League, a sophomore from Eugene, Oregon. He is going to be a problem this year for the Rustlers, and maybe a D1 recruit too. The wide receiver scores the Golden West touchdown. And if Jeff Gorham was worried before, he is shaking in his boots right now.
I'm shaking in my Crocs.
In your Crocs. All right, Jeff Gorham's got some nice Nikes he's wearing tonight. Very nice. I've got the Converse going. And what I do is I shove the shoelaces under my feet so I never tie my shoes. There's another one to send me back into whatever you're going to.
All right, visually, guys and ladies out there, he's single, but remember, he doesn't tie his shoes.
He doesn't tie his shoes. And he doesn't know who is the president of the United States currently. Not formerly, currently. Great return here from Riverside. They've got just the kicker to beat, and he's the one that slows him down. The spin to the 22. From Lawrence Starks, play of the day on special teams, returning-wise for RCC.
There is a flag on the play, though.
Oh, you ruined my night, Jeff Gorham. 72-yard return from Starks.
I think this is going to come back. A great run negated by a mistake.
Number 49 of the returning team. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. He's part of the foul. First down, Riverside.
Christopher Mejia, freshman fullback, on the penalty. Was it too good to be true? Okay, let's see. Here's the instant replay. Number 49 is currently not in our screen. There he is, blocking the back right there. Did you see it? It was quick.
Yeah, he grabbed him.
Right at the 25-yard line. Let's look at it one more time. There's going to be a crackback in about 3 seconds. 2, 1, right here. What do you think? I don't know. I don't think he would have made the tackle anyways. Nothing like a pop in the chops to get you ready for the conference play, though. Bud Burney's back in as signal caller for the Tigers. He checks it down to Kinslow for a gain of about 7. When you lose a tight game, just ask like a Nick Saban, that's an opportunity for your team to still stay complacent. You lose a game if they can't come back, of course. If you lose a game like this, it's a great opportunity to really be humbled. 30-13.
No time to be humbled.
No time, huh? Burney gets crushed, but he throws the long ball to Rolandis Whitener Jr. Just his third catch of the year, the second tonight. First down, Riverside.
Great throw, as you said. Burney took a shot.
We believe in Burney. Don't we, Jeff Gorham?
I always believe in Burney.
Burney looks to his left all the way towards the outside. That's a first down catch for the Tigers to Juwan Tucker, the freshman from Los Angeles, who committed to Oregon as a 3-star recruit out of high school. to the 34. Bernie on 1st and 10. Chucks it over the middle to Kinslow, who took a knee at the 28. This was right around where that return ended from Lawrence Starks. So the Tigers are right where they were. It took them just about a minute. Excellent drive. I think these running backs going into next week are going to practice catching without your knees.
They've got a few of them on their knees.
Bernie unloads to his right. Short to Gitchaway. Down to the 25-yard line, a yard short. The tackle from Richard Manuzzi, a sophomore out of Kona, Hawaii. Early movement appeared. Both sides flinched a bit, but there's no flag. 3rd and 1, and they convert. So Golden West came in. Yes, that defensive line has played well, but Riverside has held a team that has 16 sacks this year to 1. So that offensive line might be the unsung heroes to a certain degree today.
Yeah, the big boys up front have had their way.
Hard to continue to showcase those offensive line when they fell behind so early in the game. A dazzling dance out of Jamal Houston. And you can see how jazzed he is. Houston shakes out the entire football team.
That's the best play we've seen from Riverside all night long.
How about this? 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackles. There's a 3rd.
He ran right by 5 guys.
Yes, and then Manuzzi, the 5th, made the stop. So a timeout is called by Golden West. That's an interesting decision. Rustlers with the lead of 17. And to think, if Chavez isn't hitting one from the moon, this game might already be over.
Yeah, he really is the unsung hero. Keeps him in the ball game. You know, he's going to generate points. And when you have a guy that phenomenal, you have to use that weapon. And that weapon you can be used if you don't score, but you need to get in the end zone.
Speaking of weapons, Jamal Houston rarely saw the field a couple of years ago as a freshman for the Tigers. He sticks with the program, and the product out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has been one of the top receivers on the team this year, Jamal Houston of Riverside. The Tigers under Tom Crafts have already won a state championship and a national championship, 88% of their games. They basically never lose at home, so this is uncharted waters for them. And their final chance potentially of winning the game comes down to if they can put up points on this drive. Down 17, they have 1st and goal from the 8 off the Rustler timeout. Connors in motion for RCC. Houston in open space, cuts it back to the 10. Great blocking to the outside, and there's no flags on the field. He's down to the 3.
Give it to Houston.
Williams made the stop for Golden West.
Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, boy. Great block, too, from number 87, the tight end, Caleb Harvey, a sophomore from Hemet. Houston leads the way, and the Tigers punch it in just 2 plays later. Touchdown, Riverside. Tigers score with 9:31 to go in the game. Ulysses Alberto, one of the linemen on special teams, product out of Pauley High School, by the way, another Riverside product. On that front line for the extra point, out of the hold from Odom, the Ricardo Chavez PAT is good. He's 8 for 8 on PATs this season. And we've got a 10-point ball game after this touchdown for the Tigers. The second down score from Connors.
Plenty of time left, though. The Tigers will have a couple shots here on offense.
Dean Connors has scored both touchdowns tonight, giving him 3 this year, but the play of that drive was the dazzling dance from number 19, Jamal Houston. .6'3", 205 pounds out of Baton Rouge. or according to Ghazal Hassan, Baton Rouge.
Yeah, he does have the flavor of,
Yes.
of the vernacular from the areas.
Pretty good flavor down there, Louisiana. Pretty good flavor in the concessions. So if those of you watching the game on Riverside TV have time to drive down to Wheelock Stadium, pick up a burger.
Are they going to drive down just to buy a burger?
Yes, absolutely.
What's wrong with you, Nick Rice?
And then watch Chavez kick off the ball and then go back home to watch it on Riverside TV.
Man, come down and get a burger.
Well, all your dang friends are crowding up the seats, Jeff Gorham. No room to watch.
Chavez just kicked the ball out of the stadium.
It was only 5 yards out of the stadium, not like the usual 20 yards.
It took a nice bounce and jumped over that bus over there.
And that's the thing. Golden West, win or loss, a nice bus ride about an hour and a half. And Jeff Gorham, you know how long these games are. That's a long night for these Rustlers.
Did you know that Golden West canceled all their sports programs for a long time, and they've just recently, in the last few years, brought them back?
Really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it. They are ranked 19th in the state of California.
Pretty incredible. But, yeah, they were defunct for a while, and they were brought back in early 2000s.
Well, what's hard to believe is that the Tigers, it's a tip. And nearly an interception. Whoa, that would have been a big play. DeMarco Moore had his second in his hands.
Moore really wanted that one back. I mean, it was ripe for the picking.
So Riverside didn't have their football team canceled or whatever it was. You were saying Golden West.
Well, they had all
defunct.
of their athletics were.
That's insane. But what's amazing is that the Tigers football team, the 2 years before Tom Graff got here, they weren't just not championship caliber, but they weren't anywhere near as good. Kennewick for the first down. RCC went 3-7, and then they went 1-9 before Tom Kraft took over. So this was not a football power, RCC, before Tom Kraft arrived in 2010 with his bright red cape to save the day for RCC.
Say a bright red cape?
Sure did. No, black cape, sorry.
Thank you. I was like, what?
I'm watching too many of those superhero movies, Jeff Gorham.
It's you haven't watched any of them. You got me excited, though, when you said that. I was thinking.
And then you're like, come on, this is the croc with no sock Nick Rice. From the 45. First carry of the football game. Outside for Gianni Hurd. And the running continues for Golden West. It's a first down. Jeff Gorham, how many yards has Golden West gained tonight?
They have, as we look to the stat line, let's see, rushing yards. They have
a lot. 106 if they're on the left.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, 106 yards.
And then 294 passing.
Yes. See, I didn't have my glasses on.
Oh, gotcha. Another run for Hurd. Great blocking out of Branson, and he takes a tumble to the 36-yard line. You know, Jeff Gorham, I got binoculars if you can't see your computer screen.
I got my glasses. I'm getting out right now. Oh, my glasses just broke.
Oh, they broke?
Yeah, that's all right. Fix it.
Crazy stuff going on here in the booth.
So my glasses, they just broke on me.
Oh, man. 30-20 Golden West in the lead. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham. You're going to be getting a whole lot of me this year, Jeff Gorham. You're going to have to deal with another 3 regular season games, and we hope home playoff games for the Tigers. RCC was the host of that incredible playoff run. I mean, we'd come into the building in 2019 for those national champions. We'd be so excited, and then the first quarter would be over, and RCC's up 21 points, and we'd have to watch them run the ball the rest of the game.
No, I kind of enjoyed that when they were winning that much.
Well, of course, but
I don't know what to do with myself. They're down 10 right now.
Well, if you punch your glasses, that'll be a good distraction. Get a couple minutes off.
Yep, there we go. They're fixed.
Third down. Big moment for RCC. They hope to keep this a 2-score game with 7.5 minutes to go. Retzlaff throws that one deep and away. That looked like it was overthrown. Branson nearly made that catch. Wow.
And a flag
it looked
on
like
the play.
Retzlaff overthrew him by 5 yards. The speed from Branson, and he may have just drawn a penalty here on Johnson. Now, I'm not one to be biased, but that looked like a play on to me. Looked pretty clean on both sides. And this is why Riverside TV is so great. Let's look at that instant replay, see what happened on that. Oh.
First down.
Okay, Jeff Gorham, can you be my eyes and tell me what happened on that play?
It was incomplete pass because of pass interference.
No way.
That's it. We don't have the replay. That's exactly what happened. You got to go with that. I can't make it up and say, it's tough call, though, in the fourth quarter.
I thought you and me were cool.
Okay, it was a bad call. I'll save you.
I'll save your delicate feelings. I just thought about that. All right, here's Hurd. Dirrelled by Cade Miller after a short gain. Riverside hopes to have a better start at College of the Canyons next week. The Cougars play host to these guys. Cougars are unbeaten this season at 3-0, ranked 5th in the state. That'll be a tough matchup for them. Saturday the 2nd at 6. But first, they've got to figure out a way to mount the comeback against Golden West. 10-point game, Rustlers score a touchdown, and that would do it. Branson is in the slot. One of the league's top targets, sporting number 1. He is one of the 3 wide for Golden West on 2nd and 5. A penalty flag has been thrown here.
Right. Timeout. Golden West.
All I want to know is when we're going to have the Tigers again on Riverside TV.
Oh, that's why I'm here to help you out. October 16th against the Space Station of the West, Palomar. The Comets.
Yeah, the Comets, okay. So, you know, my wife is a professor at Palomar.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't know that, did you?
That's a nice drive.
But I hope the Riverside Tigers smash them.
Oh.
So I can have bragging rights when I go home. But yes, my wife is a English professor at Palomar College.
Maybe during the week you could organize, maybe your wife saying, hey, don't play so good this week. You're playing the Tigers.
Yeah, she wants RCC to win, too. Of course she does.
That's the thing. These guys are students, too. They have to uphold a certain GPA average. It happened before. The Tigers in a big playoff game had to sit one of their top players as Retzlaff tosses to Branson into the end zone. No penalty flag on that play, so that'll bring up a 3rd down. That's the thing. It happened, I remember last in 2014. The number 1 corner, last name Ford, I'm drawing a blank on the first name, he missed the SCFA championship game because he didn't have passing grades. So it happens.
It does happen on occasion.
So maybe we'll see if Riverside against Palomar can get things back on track. 3rd down, all sorts of movement, and there's the flag.
Had to be on the right side. I didn't see it.
Yep.
False start. Number 14 of the offense.
Good call, Jeff Gorham. Torrance Wiseman, the penalty. So for those of you just joining us, Riverside has outscored the Rustlers by a touchdown since that disastrous first quarter. Golden West came out scoring 17, and it's led by their quarterback, who has been brilliant tonight, Jake Retzlaff. We'll see if he can continue here in the 4th quarter of this game. 3rd and 11 after the false start. RCC in a must-have defensive situation brings the house onto the quarterback, who throws a jump ball to the end zone, and a flag has been thrown on Johnson again. That toss to Anderson in the end zone.
Same spot, same play. And they're going to get another opportunity, several opportunities here to the end zone.
The first down.
Carlton Johnson has had a nightmarish fourth quarter for RCC.
First down on the 10.
I'm on Team Johnson's side, but we'll have to check out during the post-game pressers whether or not the rest of the RCC fandom agrees. Now, Riverside does lead the state in defensive touchdowns and has 6 takeaways this season, but none tonight. This would be a great opportunity for the Tigers to get the ball back. And, of course, a touchdown for Golden West essentially seals a Rustler win.
This would be, I imagine, Retzlaff's one of his finest moments, especially against his local team in front of the home fans.
Can you scroll to the Pete Retzlaff stats for me?
I can.
Okay.
Put back on my glasses.
We'll check it out after this play. Run from Hurd, and he has stood up at the 2. So with 6 minutes left, Rustlers are in business with a chance to put it away.
Retzlaff is 17 of 30 with 294 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And no turnovers. So Jake Retzlaff, what a football game. I wonder if he's any relation to Pete Retzlaff. Do you know who Pete Retzlaff is?
No, I don't.
Oh, he played tight end for the Eagles. You should know this.
No, he didn't play for the Rams or the Chargers.
RCC desperate for a stop, and they will not get it. Touchdown Golden West. Retzlaff throws his 4th score of the football game. He finds the tight end leaking out the left side. It's Robbie Silvao's 2nd grab of the season. And a Rustler score.
And a great play by the Rustlers as he just rolled out. He was wide open.
RCC gave up 12 points the entire season. They have yielded 36 in the game against Golden West that really they had to have to stay number 1 in the state of California, the Dirty 30 rankings. They certainly will not be number 1 by the time this game is over. Extra point is good. It's a 37-20 lead for the Rustlers. A huge, huge congratulations to this club who comes out tonight, and they were simply the better football team.
Yeah, shocking. I mean, 2 years ago, they came in here and Riverside really put the thumping to them, and it was
56-13.
You know, the special teams, I recall this game because one of my good friends was the special teams coach for Golden West at the time. He's no longer there, probably for that reason of that game. But, yeah, they had some problems on special teams, and Riverside capitalized on those mistakes.
Well, to the defense of that former special teams coach, you play Chavez and the Tigers, you're probably going to lose the special teams battle regardless of what coach you are.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, this is one of those games. This is a snake bite game. The defense just didn't show up.
RCC also had some really critical breaks, some back-breaking breaks when it comes to this second half. A tough return from tailback Lawrence Starks. So let's recap some of the mistakes for RCC tonight. First drive of the second half, they come out with a terrific drive. Then Kinslow fumbles the ball at around the 20-yard line. You see here, later in the ball game, number 28 for RCC had a huge return wiped out by a penalty, a 72-yard return wiped out by a penalty on Christopher Meja. And then later in this fourth quarter, we see Johnson penalized twice on pass interferences on the same drive.
Did you do all that from memory?
Sure did.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
That's the most impressive thing I've ever seen from you.
I need some respect around here.
You got it.
All right. Bernie Deep and down to Moore. Catchable, but that one is dropped. Maybe you and me can have a catching contest here at Wheelock Stadium after the game.
I'm not going down and playing catch with you. It's like playing catch with my kid. And I'm better than you.
Maybe after the game, you and me could head over to the arcades down there at Riverside.
No, I don't want to hang out with you. I like you, but no. I'm
not like that. All right. Kinslow does make something out of nothing, that's for sure. It's a gain of 21 and a first down. Good catch and run from Kinslow, the product out of Centennial High School. A couple of Huskies combined for a couple of good games here tonight. One on each side. Maybe Jeff Gorm is just no fun, you know? Come
I'm
on,
fun.
get out.
I am plenty fun, my friend.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I am plenty fun. Don't call me the governor for nothing, buddy.
Interesting. Are we going to see you in RCC black memorabilia next home game? I think we just might.
I'm going to go all in. I'm going all Riverside. Got to do something to change us up.
Oh, yeah. Bernie checks it down to Connors. And he's run out of bounds right around the 47-yard line. So what's your tactic, Jeff Gorham? We hear you on every single Riverside TV game. Is it lozenges, tea, coffee? How do you get ready for all these games and stay fresh?
I wake up. I wake up and, have a cup of coffee, play with my kids, and come to the games.
Surf a little bit prior to the game,
Maybe.
Of course. Bernie dances in the pocket. Moore makes the grab, and he's down to the 27. It makes you wonder, where was this earlier in the game for Riverside?
Yeah, they just never got going offensively or defensively. There hasn't been that big play.
Yeah. Bernie. And he is dumped by Kylan Neal. 3.5 sacks this year for the freshman. And as Bernie lost his helmet.
Number 54 on the timeout, Riverside.
Timeout's called by the Tigers. For a second, I almost thought it was a fumble lost.
Bernie got hit.
Oh,
got hit
boy.
with the helmet there. I believe he's going to have to come off. I don't know if he has to come off if they call timeout.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. So now we look at Bud Bernie with his shooter sleeve on the right-hand side, throwing for 313 yards tonight, a very quiet 300-yard performance for the former Poly Bear. Thoughts on the quarterback?
I just think he's a great, I should not say great, he's a good quarterback learning the system. Remember, he didn't play last year. And when he played at Riverside Poly, he was running around scrambling quite a bit. He has an offensive line here at Riverside. And I tell you, his ceiling is so high. He's one of those guys, I know him personally, I like him. But he's one of those guys, if you tell him, hey, you've got to get better, he's going to do anything in his power to get better. He works hard. He's a good student. And he's smart. I mean, he's a smart football player. So, like you said, a quiet 313, but, hey, he threw for 313 against a team that is putting up 37 points.
Yeah. And it looks like he's going to throw for quite a bit more before this game is over. Bernie checks it down to Connors. How about another epitome of tonight's performance for RCC? Off the helmet of the running back. That's new.
As you see here on the
just unfortunate
replay.
Running back, looking a little bit late on that throw. Just that type of night for RCC. 3rd and 18. Bernie came into this game completing just 41% of his throws. You knew that wasn't going to last long. He is at 75%, a sizzling performance tonight for the former Poly Bear. Here's Bernie who pumps, fires to Moore. Another drop. So we've seen 11 incompletions from Bernie. Receivers have made some plays, to their credit, but how many of those right in the midst of bounced off receivers of the Tigers?
Yeah, I mean, that was a catchable ball right there. And those are games you got to make in big moments.
Yeah.
And it's been that way the entire game. We said it just seems that there's been something off from this Riverside team.
Field goal. Now, this may be a frustrating decision for Riverside, but if Chavez makes this, we've still got a 2-score game with just over 3 minutes left. You recover an onside kick. A lot of crazier things have happened. Here's another long-distance attempt from Chavez. No good. Hooked it just a bit out to the right.
The rock star missed one.
Even Johnny Cash had a blip every now and then, right?
No.
Oh, that's right. Nirvana every now and then,
stop talking about music. Nirvana. Yeah, they worked out real well. That band lasted.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, growing up, was a big Beatles fan. That was my go-to music.
Stop it. You can't even name a Beatle.
Oh, man.
Can you name a Beatle?
Oh,
you shouldn't have said that.
John?
No, give me the first and last name.
Dang it, I didn't even hear Scott. Was that Jimbo?
Do you know a Beatles name or not?
I do not. Definitely not.
Okay, so you said Beatles were your favorite. Okay, I'm going to give I'm just...
Submarine, okay.
What? What do you mean Submarine?
That was one of their songs.
No, it's not one of their songs.
Dang it.
It's the Yellow Submarine.
Say Yellow Submarine. Yep, for sure.
An album.
For sure.
It was a movie? Oh, my gosh. You don't know one of the Beatles' names. You don't know any of them. There's 4 of them.
Ringo Scott Brocious.
Scott Brocious knows them all. I'm not a big Beatles fan either.
Wait, who doesn't like the Beatles?
I know every one of the Beatles.
Hurd running to about the 40. Dragged down to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you have Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, George Harrison.
Was Ringo Starr the guy with the big nose?
Dude, why would you besmirch Ringo Starr? Ringo Starr he's the drummer, man. You said the guy with the big nose. Man.
Are you having fun tonight, Jeff Gorham?
No, I'm getting angry now. You just besmirched Ringo Starr. Okay, how many Beatles are still alive?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's really not. It's an easy one. It's just fun to mess with you. Because the Tigers are getting beat right now by 17.
Is it 0?
Oh, my gosh. You just said none of the Beatles are alive. Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr
are
going
to
drive
Paul
down
McCartney's
here.
Still alive. He is.
Have you ever heard of Paul McCartney?
I think so.
Oh.
No offense, because, I just...
how do you not know the Beatles? All right, who's the lead singer of Nirvana?
Dang it.
You don't even know the lead singer. You just brought up 2 bands that you said you liked. You don't know any of the...
Oh, man.
Let's get back to football.
With 1 play left in the game. Man, I really got to get out of the house. Hunter Lake made the stop on that play.
Are you a robot or what? Okay, here's the deal. Here's the question.
Okay.
There's one member of the band Nirvana that came up with another band after the demise of the band.
Oh, no.
And it's one of the biggest bands in the world right now. In fact, I think it's better than Nirvana.
Is it the same genre?
Yes, same genre. What do you think the guy goes? You go from Nirvana to
K-pop?
No, to the classical. Come on, man. Adult contemporary? No.
Oh,
name
yeah.
the band. I can give you this. There's 2 names. Starts with an F. Before we end here, quick. Foo Fighters, my friend. Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
All right.
Was that fun? That was a lot of fun. The band member.
Forget it. We're not going to get it. Let's go.
Golden West with one of the upsets of the season. Rustlers 37 and the Tigers 20. Whoa.
Yeah, honestly, this is the biggest upset I've seen from a Coach Kraft team. It's a snake-bite loss. Hopefully they can rebound, and we can see some dynamic offense, and that defense that was stellar last week, they need to come back. They need to go back into the workshop and figure out what to do to right this wrong.
I got a question for you, all right? When's the last time the Tigers didn't win their conference?
Never.
You would think so. 2012. So RCC still has a chance to win the conference, but this is a tough one to the chin tonight. Rustlers 37, Tigers 20. Player of the game had to have been Jake Retzlaff, former Husky. What a performance tonight by him.
Yeah, playing in front of his home crowd. Didn't get a chance to play against his brother tonight. His brother out for the season for RCC, but a great game for him. We saw Bud Burney played a good game. Just they didn't have the playmakers to put the ball in the end zone. Great kicking performance once again from our guy Chavez, but not enough.
Let's see if maybe he hit a 60-yarder by the time we join the booth for a couple of weeks from now against Palomar. Tigers next week are be at College of the Canyons, Golden West. They will play host to the Vikings of Long Beach. For the rest of our crew and Jeff Gorham, I am Nick Rice saying so long from Riverside as the Rustlers knock out the Tigers here on a Saturday night, 37-20. This has been another presentation of RCC football on Riverside TV.